All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Let me move this thing so it doesn't move the camera here. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Happy weekend to all of you. Hope you're enjoying your moments and there's just a lot of energy to enjoy. So, before we get into everything, as we like to do, we will start off taking a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, slow exhale, coming out of the future, coming out of the past, coming out of the chaos of the outside world, coming to the beautiful bubble of love that exists around us and within us. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl for some more energy. So if you want to join me, let's do it. Let's start with a big deep breath in. And here we go. Ready? Beautiful, beautiful. And as we like to do, I will hit the singing bowl 3 times, and as we do that, we can just let that energy, that love energy within us just radiate out into our mind and all our stories and our heart and all our emotions and our body and all our cells, our organs, our blood, into our energetic, meridians and our chakras out into our auras, filling us up and going out there to the outside world. Let it do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet to where we as a collective want it to go. So we will do that. And of course, something we can do immediately to help raise our vibration is gratitude. It's one of the most powerful energies. Unconditional love energy, of course, is the highest, but gratitude is a lot up there along with it. And when we're just sitting in gratitude for one little thing, immediately our love vibration starts to rise. We open ourselves up to receive messages from spirit. We're going to get into this receiving energy. And we also become a magnet to draw in more of what we're grateful for. So it's always a win win, win win, win win, right? All right. So I'll start off a little at a distance in case it's loud. I never know how loud it's going to be. It depends on where I hit it and how and the energy that's going on. So watch your ear volume as we begin. And remember gratitude. Here we go. Well, that was really loud. Here we go. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. That first one was really loud. I'm glad I had it further away. That scared me. So thank you guys again so much for joining me, that I can feel everyone's energy as we join together, even when you watch it on replay, because there is no time or space when it comes to that love energy. We can go and join things in the past, and that energy can exist into the future when people watch a video in the future. It's amazing how it works. So Hello, hello. So happy to be here and excited, as always, see what messages come through from Spirit. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, hello, welcome. I'm your Bretta Z, and we are here to spill the tea, find out what Spirit has for us, answer some questions, see what's going on. We've got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, two things we can definitely use in this amazing adventure of humanity. It makes it an easier path instead of a harder one. So, welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends, and we welcome you. Try to keep it a safe space with high vibration love. Welcome. If you want to know how the whole process works, everything's down in the description area of the video. We do have free readings, are first come, first serve, and they're generally 1 to 2 card answers. Um, if you want to just put your question out in the chat, you do that. Or if you don't want to, either if you don't want to share your business or you don't know what to ask, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. We'll pull cards and see what message they bring for you. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. Prioritize those, step out of their free readings, dive deeper into those. Me and we pull more cards for those. And you also get a bonus oracle card of some sort. It changes, always changing to something else as we move through some different oracle decks. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description area of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I don't have any set dollar amounts either. So whatever you give from your heart, I honor that. I know not everyone has the same finances. The cost of living is different across the world. The rate of exchange of money is different across the world. So whatever you want to give, I honor that. And I do know that not everyone can give. So I do try to get to free readings every session. If 2.5 hours in, I have not completed any free readings, I will step away from donations, do about 30 minutes of free readings, and then return back, finish up the donations. And if there's any free readings after that, then I will try to complete as many as I can. I've been completing them all lately. So, you know, we will try to continue to do that as long as I stay balanced and healthy, you know? Don't wanna pass out live, you know? Phew, there he went. Anyway, where was I going? Okay. Yeah, so I do try to get to free readings, and at the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing the order, well, not really the order, but all of the readings with timestamps so that you can just find your name, click on it, takes you right to your reading. It's super fancy. So I love that. That's the skinny on most of that stuff. I do have a giveaway every full moon and new moon for the chance to win a 30-minute personal recorded reading. Or in lieu of that, you can also choose one of my energetic hedges. We have a full moon, of course, coming up on March 3rd, 3/3. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. So if you want to check out the how to get into the drawing, that's the link there. It's always down in the description area of the video too. A few days before, well, I think I'm going to do about a week before is my plan. I do put out how to make the most of the moon energy. So for the full moon, I'll put it out about a week before, sometime within a week before, so that you can make the most of the release energy and the affirmations. For the new moon, we're still in the midst of that energy since it was last like Tuesday. So here's the making the most of the new moon energy for the solar eclipse. We're right there in between, you know, those two eclipses. So you can use this energy still. I do talk about the solar eclipse in the new year of the fire horse that we went in with the lunar new year. So happy new year. So be sure to check that out. It's all free. So you can make the most of that new moon wishes and also the affirmations, not affirmations, intentions. New moons are wishes and intentions. Full moons are release energy and affirmations. So that's the way I try to remember it anyway. And then also we have a free podcast called The Easier Path. We just came out with a new adventure called Peace Interrupted. So they share something of my drama and trauma or someone else's that wanted to share. And we talk about the human reason why the human does what they do. Spirits in kind of perspective on why that happens and why we want to go through it, and then hints from spirit, how to make it an easier path instead of a harder one. So if you want some hints and some ideas on how to make your life an easier path, check it out. It is free. And the playlist is down in the description box of the video and also on my main page. If you click on my name and go to the main thing, all the playlists are listed at the top. So that is the Skinny Bobini going on. So welcome everybody again. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful that you're part of the love tsunami, helping with my algorithm so that Spirit and YouTube are able to share my video in front of others. So that they can get messages from Spirit as well. So thank you. Tonight we did move in from the Aries moon into um, Taurus. So we're in a very earthy energy. I wore my little elephant energy. I didn't realize it till I was like, oh yeah, this is very earthy energy. And we're going to use the animal tarot, the Arcanas animal tarot this evening. And for not free readings, for donation readings, um, we're going to switch tonight to the animal apothecary. So animals, earth energy kind of coming in here. So I like that. So that is what we're going to be using. Let's make sure my list is all up to date and we'll get into the readings here. We'll do some shout outs here. We got Jojo in the house. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for your donation. We'll get you added on to the list here. So thank you for that. Let me just check my make sure my emails are all activated here. There we go. And then we have May Hooper. Hey, May, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. I don't see a question from you yet. So if you put one, YouTube's been kind of sneaky, keeping some things to themselves. So if you put one out there, please, if you wouldn't mind putting that there again, because I don't see it on my side. But hello, good to see you. We got Livier Vagara. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. All right. And let's grab your here. Oh, look at the strawberries. I like it. Strawberries are good for you, like blueberries, right? So I have it on my list, my shopping list, to try to get some strawberries. Been trying to eat healthier and better, so I've been doing some research. And we got Leslie in the house. Hey, Leslie, thank you for your donation. And you said you will send your question when I'm live, so I'll keep a lookout for your question. We got the doll face diva as well for a general read. We'll get you on that list here. So hello, hello. And then Sudeshna Ghosh, we got 2 donations from you. You're probably sleeping right now. So good morning when you see this. And we got user pacing. You'll be up for the first free readings once we get the party started there. So thank you guys so much. I think that's it for right now. We shall see. Might be a short session or everyone might just start showing up. You never know. That's what the wonderful thing about Spirit is. You just go with the flow. We'll see what we got going on here. So, for donations, we do have Sudeshna ×2, and then Leslie, and then Jojo. And then free readings. Right now, we just have Use Your PC, Dollface Diva, sorry, say Divia, and Liv. Oh, that's because I was already going on to say Livier Vagara. So it was Dollface Divier. We're just moving on right by it. All right. Slow down, Brother Z. All right. Well, let's take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. So happy to have you here. All right. So we will dive in. We got Sudeshna Ghosh up first. 1455 is your first timestamp. And let's give your donation a love and a like up here. And you want to know, after your current project at Cognizant ends, will you find a new opportunity in your hometown, Kolkata, or will it be outside that? All right, let's take a look here. So, based on your current energies, is it new opportunities that going to be in your hometown or outside? We'll see what the energies are here, and then looks like they're doing a 3, 2, 1 for you. So something else around it they want you to know. It's interesting. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Temperance card coming in here, and I feel like you got the Temperance card in one of your readings last night around job. Feel like it was eventually you'll find something, right? Because I feel like we did something by month to see how things were unfolding. And the Temperance card, it feels like it was there. They're showing me like a glimpse of it, but it's important to know that it's something that grows, something that slowly changes. And I feel like this was when they were talking about how your job progresses and what unfolds. There was something about temperance and that there is this progression and movement. And it's like kinda like this trust the timing, but you have to be active and doing what you can do, but trust the timing, as well, right? So let's see here. Is it gonna be where you're at here? Well, you got the 4 of Pentacles, which is home. It's the home card. So I feel like there is an opportunity for something at home, and yeah, and you also have something available outside as well. So I feel like you will have a choice here, because the Sun card is a bright, shiny opportunity that's very joyful. And okay, that makes sense because if you are looking for something, they're saying, like what you've done before of the mind, you will be able to find something near home for it. Um, but there's also an opportunity to follow the joy of your heart, and it's outside of your hometown area. But it's bright, it's beautiful, it's like, "Wow, what an opportunity." So, there's once you define and decide what you're gonna do with this heart that's pulling you somewhere, there's a great opportunity. But there's also the other, if you decide to go with the mind, you'll find something in your town. Let's see what this 3, 2, 1 is, this countdown. Yeah, you got all this. Yeah, I get it because you got the 7 of Cups, which is a lot of different emotional choices, right? You're thinking about a lot of things, and you could always do that with this 4 of Pentacles. Find a job in your town, where you're at while you're trying to figure out what is this that my heart is taking me to. But you got the 8 of Wands and the Page of Wands here too, along with that, which is a lot of energy, a lot of I feel like the volume of the noise or the loudness of follow your heart gets louder and louder and louder. So you can choose from your mind something close to home, and be in that, um, but it's like, okay, well, but instead of falling into that place of comfort, like a comfort zone, it's not gonna be comfortable. Like, you're gonna find it, and it's gonna bring in money, and it's gonna feel like, "Okay, at least it's here near home," but your heart is gonna be, like, screaming, "We wanna do something else." It's gonna be so uncomfortable and unfulfilling that you won't be able to stay there for long. But they're saying it's okay to do that. Just realize it's not your landing zone, it's more of a what are they connecting what is that? Connecting airport? You know how you go to an airport, it's not your final destination, it's a connection. It's like if you go there, it's just for a moment before you head on towards your dream anyway. So I like that. And you got the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Cups. Yeah, because it'll be time for you, to let go of emotions and relationships that don't serve you and get out of your head with all these the mind telling you what you should do and supposed to do and need to do and have to do. So there is a bit of um, shedding of things when you have that job there leading you, yep, to the Queen of Swords. I think you got this in your reading too, which I think I felt like the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. It might have been another reading, but this is about you find something that balances your head and your heart, or that your heart loves and your mind's okay with too, so you end up, going in that direction. So I like that for you. That looks good. Let's again, you get the 7 of Pentacles on the bottom, which is, trusting the process and don't feel, well, you might feel fear, but breathe through it like Lamaze, you know, and return back to following your heart, realizing, I want to go do something where I'm in service. And when we're in a mind of service, then we stop freaking out about life because we're not afraid. We're focused in on not our ego, but on how we can share this love in our heart with the world in our own special way. So I like that. So what your fortune cookie brings in through the animal apothecary, and you've got, yeah, an unknown gift. Yep. It's the song that you want to sing. You can't make that up, can you? It's card number 41. It sounds a bit like you're reading. We'll see what this says here. This is the Nightingale of Paradise. So the Nightingale card comes when you have a profound gift that you're not currently aware of. A great endurance of difficulties leads you to unveiling the diamond within. That's what we were saying. This card is a gem to receive, so feel honored. There is no other card that foretells such a bounty. This gift is beyond your wildest dreams, and you possess it. Your gift is something that every cell in your body yearns to self actualize. It is one of your most exciting and fulfilling purposes. This card is not about fixing anything or giving you the perfect solution or guidance to a current obstacle. You receive the honor of this card when grace allows you a small knowing that there is an as yet undiscovered talent within. It may take months or years to reveal this gift, but it is there, and it will come to you as clear as the noonday sun. A sun card that you got. Something your truest self has always longed to actualize. That's that heart wanting to be expressed. Nightingale's medicine has a special message for you. You're being asked to endure time and uncertainty, for you are still in the night season, little one. Soon you will understand and you'll be able to share your gift with the world. But you must wait, as there is a reason that your gift's greatness needs time to actualize in the material realm. Beyond this, it is too mysterious to explain. Please be patient. That's what we said too. A reality of yourself beyond your current depth of awareness awaits you. Keep the faith. You have no idea how much the wait will be worth it. Get excited for the immensity of this gift within. It's big, very big. Wow. So there's something within that wants to be recognized and seen. And so I like that. So that's for the first one. Wow. How can we top that? That's just amazing. All right. So we'll move on to number 2 here. So number 2, you're at 24:15. So here's both of your timestamps. And this one you want next week guidance for love, career, and health. All right, and guidance. Let's see here. So what do they want you to know about love for next week? All right, I feel like this is love and career and health. They just boom, boom, boom. And what is the guidance for each underneath? We got 1 and 2. Whoops, just hit my microphone, so sorry. All right. So what do we have? Yeah. Bottom of the deck. Wow. You've got wow. Okay. So you've got Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and then you got Ace of Wands and Page of Wands too. So you got 3 aces on the bottom of the deck. There's all these ones, And even the Page of Wands is, it's, like going from a 10 to an 11, and underneath that, you have the Death card, which is endings and beginnings energy. So all of this, um, feels like this change in your life here. And we'll see if it specifically if they'll tell us where the change actually is, but I'm getting this feeling with it being underlying energy, you just feel like a change within you of a switch is turned on where you're like, "I'm ready to let go of things and move into freshness and newness. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm this courage and boldness comes in for you." So I like that. But, the first one was what? Love? Yeah. So, yeah, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, this is like, what is your emotional dream come true? With the Ace of Cups being the primary on the bottom of the deck, the first card that was there, this is all about self-love, so it is the 9 Hermit's journey of your love. Next week, it is about inner reflection, realizing that no one in the outside world can give you the love you're looking for. I know, I wish someone would have told us that, like, when we were born. Maybe they did, and because we were babies, we were like, "What? I don't get what you're saying." But that is the love we're looking for is in our heart, and, humans in the outside world can't give us this unconditional love, they can just give us conditional love. Because until we're enlightened masters, we will have conditions of some sort bounce around in our brain from when we were growing up. We try to release and release and release and release and release, but there's a lot of conditions, a lot of expectations we all put around love. Takes time to whittle those down. And when we become an enlightened master, we're not really interested in a romantic relationship with humans. We're in a this place of self-love, right? So that's why it would always be if we're looking for a romantic relationship, we have to understand it's gonna be with humans that have conditional love, and, and we'll have conditional love in some way, and when you have expectations and conditions, we're gonna feel disappointment, but we're okay with that once we find our self-love because we're filling up like that chalice, right? We're filling up like this, Ace of Cups, and we're overflowing, then what someone gives us is above and beyond extra. So when we find our self-love, don't worry, we don't stop wanting love in the outside world, we just stop needing it, and this is kinda what you're learning here, like the beginnings here. Yeah, even then the energy underneath the guidance with the Devil card is the shaking and the rattling that comes in here, and there is this letting go of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that made us feel chained. Usually there's 2 people with chains around their neck, but the chains are big and they're chains we put over our head and went, "Look, I'm trapped." And then we're like, "Look, I'm not. Look, I'm trapped. Look, I'm not." We're the ones with our thoughts and beliefs that we take on that become we chain ourselves. We create the cage around our heart to protect it, when we're growing up, but this energy is about breaking free of those long-held beliefs. It's interesting. I do believe you're at the age of entering your Saturn return, which are big. It takes like 28, 29 years for Saturn to return back to where it was when we were born, and so 29 the 29th year is big for us, but because Saturn's so far out, it's like 3 to 5 years before that it starts impacting us and after. So what would that 24 to 34 is this period of time, that it happens. And I know my Saturn return was huge because it's the time where we question everything that we were, taught growing up and is that really true for me and everything. And I came out when I was 29. I'm like, "Wow," I didn't know all this was going on until I reflected back and I learned about Saturn return and I was like, "What? Wow." So it's a big Saturn return for us. And then don't worry, the second one, which is when we're like 58, which is I actually went through my second Saturn return last year. You learn more from watching other people. Like the first Saturn return, yeah, it's rough. We're in it. We're in the midst of it. Your second Saturn return, you're kinda watching and going, "Oh, wow, I'm learning from what everyone else is suffering through." Whoosh. And I feel like when we get into our 3rd Saturn return, we're more being a teacher because we're able to help people understand what they're going through. Um, because I feel like that point we've learned and let go of a lot of things. If we make it to our 4th one, I don't even know what that is. I don't know if we live that old. What's that? 30? That's 120. Not many of us this time make it that far um, in our current lifespans. But I digress. So that's what they have for love for you next week. I feel like you're going through right now in life a lot of letting go of and questioning a lot of beliefs around love. So welcome to your Saturn return. We love you and we send you lots of love. Career next week, got the 10 of Pentacles. Does feel abundant energy coming in here, but there is this 10 of Pentacles. Again, this focus on endings and beginnings of the outside world with that 10 energy, which we already know about all this. And you are, based on your first reading, there's some progress and movement and you are getting some clarity here. The Justice card is gives you this Ace of Swords, which, like the Devil card, a lot of mental energy, questioning what is it that I want, and cutting away small t truths, like the Devil card, rooted in fear. And so I feel like there's this balancing energy regarding work next week, but I do feel here there is some wheels a turning and you are looking for things because you're realizing this is going to be ending soon. And I don't know, I don't feel like there's a trust that they're going to keep you around and um, do things for long. So I like that you're taking action for yourself, and I feel like you do make progress next week and moving forward on things. Your health, yeah, you got the 7 of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. I also feel like you're realizing some stuff around your health next week because this also is the fruit of what you've been trying isn't giving you what it wants, and I feel like you're also researching getting some new alternatives and some new ideas. Yeah. Which, I feel like what's important and the root and the guidance for your health is to slow down. I mean, you got the 7 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Both of those are slow your roll and take time to rest, take time to enjoy each step at a time. And you got the Queen of Swords. Balance your head and your heart. Balance, balance, calm down. But I almost said something I wouldn't, I don't think YouTube would want me to say, but it's calm down, calm yourself. Because when you're stressed, that's impacting your body. It's important for you to learn calmness, breathe, trust. Do you believe the universe is kind? Something to think about for all of us, right? Do we believe the universe is kind? I do. Do we believe the creator in the upper world loves us conditionally or unconditionally? That's a big one because we're taught a lot that it's conditional. There's rules and they'll punish us, and that's all human. If it's of fear and if there's any fear in it, that's of man and human. Uh, Unconditional love is what creator is. It's what we're made out of. And when we realize, wait, yeah, they do. They do. They're in our corner. They do want us to succeed and enjoy. And success for them is not any expectations. Success is, did you have fun? Yeah. Did you learn? Did you have experiences? Because we come down here to experience, not experience higher things only. We come to experience it all. The contrast, like I talk about this tapestry, you know, we're beings of light. And if this was all beige, we wouldn't see the design at all. We wouldn't see this beautiful sign that we are. This is us, right? And if it was all black, we wouldn't see any of the design either. But it's the contrast that allows just us to see more clearly who we really are. So I like that. So calmness. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in for this one too. You got face your fear. Yeah. Well, there we go. Love, love these cards. Let's see what this one brings in here. and this is the crow. I love crows. Um, I go on daily walks most of the time, unless it's 15 degrees. And I drove to the gym the other day and walked on a treadmill because it was a little too cold for me. But there's usually crows flying around, and I love them. It says, in the forest, crow will often warn other animals of oncoming hunters. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're saying I'm a hunter. No, I'm just kidding. Crow comes when a fear or uncomfortable situation must be faced and transformed. It is through facing the fear that the animals in the forest are able to escape and survive. Crow isn't just cawing at you to face your fears, he's asking you to do something with the energy that comes from those fears. Crow is the master alchemist. Alchemy was the practice of transmutation, turning metals such as lead into more valuable metal like gold, which is the temperance card you got earlier. It's the going back and forth and trusting the process unfolding, right? Many alchemists were interested in this science on a psychological level. We can apply the principle of alchemy to our psychological development. Think about the power your pain holds. What if you could take the energy of all your trauma, fear, worry, and doubts and turn it into your greatest asset? Crow says you can turn the energy of pain into your shining light. The key is the consistent effort to manipulate your emotions to your liking. For example, let's say you're dealing with a trigger that is bringing up fear. First, accept what you feel and then choose to transmute the energy. If you're fearful of something and avoiding it, face it and deal with it. If you're lost in a trauma bubble, choose to shift your physiology by movement and exercise. If you're procrastinating to clean, clean. Or if you're procrastinating to find another job, you know, put out the resumes, pursue, right? Which I know you mentioned you're doing. If you're avoiding telling someone your true feelings, tell them. If you feel unhealthy and unattractive, change how you eat and adorn your body with clothes that honor your appearance. If you're overwhelmed with feeling like a victim, create an art project that demonstrates your power. Wow, I love these. The idea isn't to escape what you're dealing with, but instead face it and then change how you're dealing with it. This is where the shift begins. Crow's medicine to transmute energy is also your birthright. Take action and transmute your energy. Wow. I love it. Boom, boom. So, caw, caw. Face your fear. All right, that's my puppet show for today. So that is what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your dual donations. I didn't give your second one a love and a like here, so we will. All right. So let's see. Did anyone else come in? No, no one else come in here. So Leslie, you are up next here. I don't see your question yet, I don't think. So if you want to pop that out there, and I did catch earlier, it looks like it disappeared. You might have deleted it. You said just before your birthday. So happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday. Um, and what was I going to do? I thought there was, I grabbed those. Oh, yeah, it was these over here. I wanted to give you a special birthday oracle. So while you're typing out your question, this is for your birthday. We're going to pull it from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. This will be an extra oracle for your reading, but this is for your birthday. So let's see here. What do we want to know about your next rotation around the sun? Oh, that means you're an Aquarius too, right? Oh, nope, you're a Pisces. That's right. We're already in Pisces season. Aquarius season just flies by. Yeah. Every cycle is a higher opportunity. I love it. Number 13. And life is a spiral. I like that analogy with that because Sometimes we feel like we're going in circles, but we're actually going through a spiral staircase, because sometimes it feels like this feels familiar, and it is. We just are a floor higher looking down at it, and then another floor higher looking down at it. And because we're always with ourselves, we don't realize the progress that we're making. We, if we closed our eyes and, went up a few and then opened our eyes, we'd be like, wow, look how far I've gone. But since we're always with ourselves, we don't see you know, the micro changes that are happening all the time, right? So, it says each and every turn in the cycle of life is a new way of coming back to your truest essence, the one you've always held sacred. This is your cosmic blueprint, being expressed more fully and wisely with each turn of the spiral or each rotation around the sun, right? You keep coming back to the same things you've always loved, but with new insights and experience. There are cycles within cycles within cycles in all of nature. If you bring awareness to your life, you will find patterns of when to plant seeds and when to harvest ideas. Where is the pattern in this current situation? The clues were always there. What you loved as a child is typically your deepest soul level expression. Now, with new eyes, skills, talents, and resources, you can bring this to life in a whole new way. And it doesn't have to be just one thing, because your unique genius is a perfect combination of everything that makes up you. Cosmic catalyst question you can ask yourself: what did I love as a kid? And how can I bring more of this energy back into my life? Fun, right? A cosmic checkbox, which something you can do if it resonates and you'd like to do it, set up a play date for yourself. Mark it on your calendar and simply create a day of exploring what you loved as a kid. Happy birthday. I love that. So that is what they have for your birthday oracle there. So happy birthday. And then thank you. I see your question here. And we got Maria in the house. Hey, Maria. I'll add you on the list here in a sec. Good to see you. So, health and general, please. Is that for the next 3 to 6 months? Is that the 3 to 6? Let's take a look here. So, let's see here. So, focusing on health, of course, as health. I'm not a licensed medical professional. Tarot's for fun, entertainment purposes. See the disclaimer down in the description area. All right, let's take a look here. So for health, over the next 3 to 6 months, I feel like I want to go here for 3, 4, third month, fourth month, fifth month. So I feel like that's what we're looking at here. Oh, for March 6th. I get you. Well, I guess we're going to do March 6th and then um, the months after that, April and May as well. Oh, bone density. How fun. Um, okay, so we'll look into that. And then general as well for 3/6. We'll focus more in on the date itself here with these. And then I feel like a general for, yeah, for these two. All right. I like it here. You've got the hangman as your underlying energy, which is about transformation and seeing things differently, but moving from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Underneath that, you do have the 6 of Wands, which is victory and flow of energy. You got the 7 of Wands underneath that, which is an energy of being like the sun and having this bright light shine, um, and it's about you shining bright as well, not dimming your light, but being unique to yourself. I'm just going to keep going here because you got the Page of Wands, which is new energy coming in. And then you've also got the Knight of Wands, which is the fire horse energy that's activating. So definitely with all of this below here, you got all this amazing fire energy that's within the cocoon for you here, which brings in and uh, it's like the spark that happens within the caterpillar that has them make the change. The stuff that's not them falls away so that they can become who's been inside of them all along. So it feels very positive here with all of that. But let's look here at your March 6th about your health here. Yeah, you got the 9 of cups, dream come true energy, emotional feeling here. So I feel like there's hope. I feel like there's um realizations and information again with this hangman that they give you either good news um and information on alternatives and you know good changes that come from that. After that with health, like in April, yeah, you have the world, an ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure, victory energy. So April feels like there's something, whatever they're going to help, you're going to see progress. And then the March, April, May, you've got the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands is a positive thing, more of that fire energy happening here. But whatever you focus on, of course, is what grows and expands. So the more you focus in on what you're grateful for, you know, then you get more of that. If you focus on not enough, if any expectations, anything, the whatever energy we focus on is what we draw in. So it's not about want and need and lack. It's about gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. If you do that, then it even expands it even more in May. Um, so if you like get test results and like they give you something that starts to help in April, and you're like, if you focus on, well, it's not good enough, then it makes it more difficult for it to get, exponentially better. But if you're like really sincerely focused on the gratitude for the switch and the change, like even if it's a little improvement, it's like it's not going down, it's not getting worse, it's not staying the same, it's getting better. I'm grateful. And then then it keeps going like that as well. So I like that for health wise here. And yeah, always grateful, right? And I know when we're in the midst of getting test results and different things, it can sometimes surprise us that it takes us out into that, but it's a good reminder of the more you're grateful, truly grateful, because we can't fake energy. It's about who we're being, not who we're trying to become, right? So I like that. It's like, I am going to be grateful. So I like that. I feel like I do want to talk about the underlying energy for April and May, and then we're gonna go deeper for your actual March 6th date here. And the world card here for April, the underlying energy of that, yeah, temperance. There's patience. Makes sense. It's alchemy. It's taking time, but the world is an ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. There is change happening, positive change. Just it's not gonna happen overnight, right? And so we're like, I as long as, you know, um, we're on this earth, we're gonna be through this world of change, we can trust that everything is unfolding for us, and we can trust that there is movement, even when we can't see it, there's something happening, and eventually, boom, it just turns to gold, right? And that's April. May, with that 2 of Wands, you got the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's the solid foundation. It's remembering who you really are too in May that, you know, I'm a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. That's the actor. And this is just a character I'm playing. And so whatever unfolds, it's just, it just doesn't bother us when we're in that place of it's just information. Whatever happens, and I'll do what I can to make this the most enjoyable journey. But remembering who I really am, I'm an eternal being, and this is a temporary character, so I'm just gonna enjoy it, and it allows us to come into the moment and be, as well, so I like that. For March 6th, you got 3 sets of 2 cards, so your first little set of 2, yeah, you got the the Chariot card, which is an amazing again, along with your 9 of Cups for March 6th, you've got this Victory card, and the 10 of Pentacles, which is also a victory and abundance of the physical world. So I like this. You have the power of choice energy that comes in with the Chariot, realizing, again, just a great reminder, like the Two of Wands. I choose the story. I choose my emotion. I choose my energy in that I put forward in my manifestation energy, and I choose my physical actions. I'm the one in control of what things mean, and I'm the one that gets to make that choice. So I love this. It's all wonderful for that day, though. I just feel like they're reiterating that. You do have the Page of Cups and the Four of Swords. Yeah, course, letting go of expectations, letting go of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's does bring in joy and does allow peace as well. And this is kind of this journey. Sometimes we're like, why is this happening to me? And it's like, well, it does teach us that if I have a belief that I'm supposed to have a certain bone density and I don't, then I feel like something's wrong. I feel like something's failing. Something is negative instead of it's information and it's showing me what I want to see about myself. Don't know if you've looked at um I'm sure you know about Louise Hay and she has a book, Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life, I think is the name of it. But there's spiritual and emotional information behind what happens in our physical body that can bring us awareness too. And I love looking at those things whenever anything's going on because it's good reflection. And our physical body's like our inner teenager. It's formed and focused on really what from 14 to 21 because it's 7 years. Our emotional bodies from in the womb to like 7 years old. Did I say emotional? My emotional body. Our mental body is from 7 to 14, and then the physical is the 14 to 21. It's like 7 year cycles of developing emotionally, then mentally, and then physically because we go through puberty and all that, right? Um, but our physical body is like the older teenager that watches out for the younger two children. And if we're not listening somehow to our emotional inner child or our mental inner child, our physical body goes, wait, I'll get their attention. And then something manifests in our physical body. And we're like, what the hell is that? And it's like, they're trying to talk to you. Oh, well, thank you. Whoa, so can look at that. And if you don't have the book, oh, you have it. So yeah, check it out and see what bones, anything in there. And then also there's so much information out there on the internet now. I love, Googling um emotional and spiritual reasons for like bone density issues. Um and then we can see what it says and what resonates, right? Because a ton of information doesn't mean it's all about us, but some whatever goes, hey, we're like, oh, there you are. So I love that. And then your final 2 cards here, you do have the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords. Yeah, so you got all this 2 energy. This is the changing the story energy, that I can, because I'm the one that chooses what things mean and what these stuff that's happening in the outside world, what it means, about, my life, the story that I'm putting on it. I can change it. Because a lot of the stories that we're taught that things mean, were opinion that we had growing up around the supposed to be and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and that, oh, when that happens, this means this about you. And if that happens, this means you about you. And that means that about the world and that other person. And there's a lot of opinion, but we get to go, well, that's one story, but is that the story I want to put to it? And this Two of Swords with this Page of Swords is about. I get to change that story if I want to. So I love that. I feel like that's a big piece of this, a big theme of your next year for you. But let's see what your fortune cookie here, your animal apothecary here. Oh, none of those. None of those. Oh, this one right here. There it is. And you got the inner truth with the owl. Who? You. Card number 7 with inner truth. So let's take a look here. So the owl sees in the dark and knows what is not directly being shown. She is the master intuitive. In an ancient Greek mythology, Owl sat on the shoulder of Athena so that the goddess would know the whole truth at all times. Wow, finding the inner truth, right, of things. So if you receive this card in your reading, it's a message that you have a deep inner knowing and you can trust in this gift. Whatever guidance you are currently seeking, this card is confirmation that the answer will not only come, but it will come from within. Owl says it is okay to not always immediately know the right answer or what to do. Fear may arise and hide the truth of a situation from you, but you're being asked to sit in the confidence of your inner knowing. Patience is of the utmost importance. When you push and try to instruct your intuition to immediately figure out the answer, your intuition becomes strangled by your ego's control, right? All you need to do, all you need to know is that the guidance will come. And when and how it comes is none of your concern. Life will help you connect with your intuition to reveal the truth, figure out the best path, and do what is best for your growth and the growth of anyone else involved. Owl's medicine shares that you do know the answer and it will be revealed at the correct moment. Relax and go do something else. I they showed me, I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan, but they showed me when Harry broke his arm playing Quidditch and the you know this pompous wizard um healed him, but it took all his bone away, right, with all this bone density stuff. And they had to regrow the bone with that magic potion, and that's what came to me when I was reading that. So interesting, if however that resonates for you. But I love that. Happy birthday, Leslie. Happy birthday early. And I love that for you. So many blessings. I'm excited. All right, let me take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. All right. So let's do some shout outs and we will get back into the readings. We've got Moonlight in the house. Hey, Moonlight. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We missed you. You must have been on an adventure. We'll take a look here. You're very welcome, Leslie. So we got your 2 there. And then let's see here. We got Gene XO in the house. Hey, Gene. Good to see you. I'll get you on the free list here. Let me see your question. Jojo, you'll be up next. We got Maria P in the house. Hey, Maria. I did say hello to you earlier, but now I got you on the list. And then this is you. I just got a PayPal that came through. Yes, that's you. So thank you. I'll get you on there. Let's see. Let me check timestamps here. So you'll be before Moonlight there. And let's see. I think that's everyone that has come in here since then. Yes. All right. So for donations, I got Jojo up next, and then Maria P, and then Moonlight or Summer ×2. So we will get into those. All right. So thank you guys again for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate all of that and help spread the Zen love. And you're part of the giant love tsunami. And I'm so grateful and that we're on this journey together. I just grateful that we're able to do this together, you know? It's just amazing YouTube that we can there's people all across the world right now. Some of you in the middle of the night, so thank you guys for being awake and hanging out with us, even if it's one eye being held open. Thank you guys. All right. So speaking of JoJo, you are up. Here is your timestamp. Thank you for your donation and your little rainbow sticker. And you are down here is your question. Why did that impersonator scammer choose you? Unless that was really the person he or she was pretending to be. So we'll find out. Were they an impersonator or scammer? Find that out first. And then we'll find out why you were the chosen one. All right, so we got those, and then let's find out, or what else they want you to know if they were, if that truly was the person. All right, and that's leading to that. All right. Oh, nope. Okay. Interesting. Well, the bottom of the deck, we'll find out here. We got the Two of Wands, which is it is a lesson or not a lesson. I hate the word lesson because it feels like work. I like it's an experience of of awareness around your power of your energy. So there's something there. Let's see, were they real? We got the Tower card here and the Knight of Pentacles. So I would feel here, as far as was this an impersonator or a scammer? The Tower, it feels like that, the Knight of Pentacles is someone that's on a adventure discovering their worth, right? On a quest discovering their identity. And oh, that makes sense. So that would be, a scammer impersonator. And the Tower trying to quickly, create something and create something by removing something from someone else, right? So it does feel like it was a scammer, it was an impersonator, um, because they're on their journey, trying to do whatever this is, right? Well, here it is. It is a weird coincidence. You just finished watching 2 movies because the person that they're impersonating, right? So it's interesting, maybe your energy drew it in, right? So it is energetic. Let's see here. You have 3, 2, 1, and then a 1 card. Let's see what this is about here. So the 3 cards, why were you chosen? I was gonna say you're in this energy where you're drawing all sorts of people towards you with the 7 of Wands, right? I feel like we got that card when we asked about why is everyone contacting me? What's all this going on here, right? And the Empress, we got all that creativity energy. So I feel like this is all part of that continued. I'm drawing, my energy is like on bright, and I'm drawing all the moms. Because you have the Six of Cups, past life connections to past life energies. And it's interesting, especially with this creativity and this thing. I feel like this is your that collective of creatives with the Six of Cups and the Empress. That's all that creative past life connection energy. I feel like it's their way of going, haha, we're watching. And you just finished watching movies. So that's very the artistic energy. If the person in like in the movie, if are they alive still? Because I wonder if it's like the person was playing who, whatever character they were, if it's a real character, and then they pretended to be them, that it's them that came through and went, "Hello, surprise." But I do feel like this is like a kind of humorous, because they knew that you would find it humorous once you realize what it is. He's still alive. His higher self, they can still do that though. But I do feel like it's this collective going, Hey, we're here. So I like this. Yeah, 10 of cups and the ace of cups. So we got this ending and beginning energy that's coming in here with your own love energy, your self-love energy, um, pointing you to yourself as well. Yeah, it was a joke, right? And you're like, "This is hilarious," you know? "How is this possible?" You're like, "Oh, okay, I get it." And it's us saying hi, but I like this, it is part of this a little bit too, that 7 of Wands of that you're drawing in a lot of people, a lot of experiences from the outside world, and it's coming really showing you about your self-love and how you are, stepping into your own energy, right? You're stepping into the power of yourself. Yeah, and the Queen of Swords, realizing this balance between head and heart, because you will. The more you get into the public eye, the more there's gonna be, this kind of stuff happening and your realization of what is truth and what not, and trusting that gut instinct, right? And just staying balanced, going, "What a joke. I love it. How funny," instead of, because the more we get freaked out and when our energy will draw in more of the freaking out. If we laugh and laugh it off and truly are like, "This is hilarious," we get more stuff that's joyful in our life. So I love this kind of awareness that's coming through all of here. Yeah, and the judgment. Yep, part of your calling. Here it is. Boop, boop-a-doo. So they're confirming here this is part of that preparing you for, you know, choosing who you are, you know, um, allowing, not really allowing, but who you're choosing to invest your emotional energy in and what you're choosing to invest your emotional energy in not, because you're like, I have a finite amount of emotional energy to give and I ain't giving it to you. So instead, I'm gonna laugh and, choose higher vibration, which energizes me instead of where if I choose lower vibration, it drains me, right? So I feel like, hopefully that gives you the reasoning behind why it happened, and I love the humor of it. Let's see what your animal apothecary card says here for you. Yeah, I like that. Get out of your head. What do you have on your mind? Is that a rooster or another name for a rooster? Okay, card 37. I like that this is helping you get out of your head. It's called chicken head. That doesn't look like a chicken though. That looks like a male chicken. Anyway, it says when you cut off a chicken's head, a burst of electricity runs through its body's nervous system, causing the chicken to run in circles and flap its wings. This is symbolic of the intrusive and obsessive thoughts we think and allow to run circles around us, even though they rarely hold any real basis in truth. Chicken head's medicine appears when because this card is called chicken head. So this chicken head's medicine appears when it's time to put an end to the chicken in your head dictating your life. Witness the thought and understand you have power over it. This is what we're talking about, right? Your power is to know it's just a thought, and if it minimizes you, it's not true, no matter how real it may feel. If it makes you feel less than and powerless, then there's no way it's true because you are quite literally a scientific miracle connected to the infinite, ever expanding universe. Chicken Head's medicine asks you to take a big sigh of relief because whatever's currently keeping you in your head will work itself out. You are safe and you will find the solution and the issue will resolve itself. Whatever you're currently dealing with is for your greater good, no matter how much the chicken tells you it's not. In fact, chicken head's medicine brings an exciting confirmation if you're dealing with a current situation that feels disappointing and has you obsessively thinking about it. You're being asked to understand that this difficulty had to happen to lead you to what you truly want. For whatever reason, there is a lesson being learned, and in learning this lesson, you will lead yourself to what your heart desires, your calling. Chicken Head's medicine demands you get out of your head now because everything is going to work out. Boom. I know, right? Bok, bok. So I love that. There you go. Get out of your head. So that's what they have for you, my dear, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I just love that it's from them. And they're like, yeah, we just wanted to let you know we were watching the movie with you, and we love movies. We love making movies and creating plays and singing and playing music. We love all that stuff. We love the creation. And so, um, here's a little hey, beep beep. So I like that. Right. So that is what they got for you, my dear, my dear. And let me just check here. So thank you, Moonlight, for your additional donation. So I've got 3 for you. And then here is a free reading as well. We'll add that onto the list here. We got Gracie in the house. Hey, Gracie. And also Pramia. So we got both of your guys' here onto the free list. And we got 2 chicken heads. I just love that. Of all cards for you to get, you got chicken head. All right, all right, all right. So I think I got everyone. Yep, I sure do. All right, so I got everyone on the list. We'll continue on here. Let me take a quick sip here again. Cheers, cheers. All right. So Maria P, you are up 112.15. That's for your timestamp there. And let me get into the PayPal question list here. All right. So let's see what we got going on in the wonderful world of Wally and Maria. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. So, let's see here. Thoughts and feelings. What's coming for you guys this next week? All right. The next sleepover day. Let me see here. Let's try pulling a when card and just see if they'll tell us the day of the week. Because I know when we pulled a card on that, I think last night, there was one of the nights, but they didn't tell us what night, right? Let's see if they'll tell us that. What's coming for you next week for work? Anything you need to work at? Need to work at work? Yeah, you need to do the work. Updates on your granddad. All right. Disclaimer, of course, not a medical professional. So we'll get an update on great aunt. Is she trying to live? And anything that you can do to help here. All right, and that was there. All right, let's see what we got here. So Wally's thoughts. We got the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, so his thoughts are back to this, wanting to find space away um, from the situation that they're in so that they can have their own space. Because I feel like their thoughts and stuff are, I want to get out of there, but I don't want to like move into where you're living. I feel like they want to find some space that's theirs. And then if things continue to work out going forward, you would move in with them kind of energy that's coming in here. And your chillins. Um, so I feel like that's what's on their mind is how do I prepare that? Feelings towards you today. Yep, the Hierophant. So it's Taurus energy, and then we're in Taurus moon energy tonight. I think I mentioned that at the beginning, which is a very grounding, earthy energy. And so they're more caught in here in the senses, and yeah, and their emotions are it's very grounded into the sight and the hearing and the smell and the taste and the touch. So they're very in this sensual, not like sensual, but sensual, which is what sensual is, but it's feeling all the senses, and they're thinking and feeling, uh, reflecting on like your eyes and how you look, because that's what they see, and then how you smell and your voice, what they hear, and how you taste and how you feel, all of that. So their heart really is in that kind of sensual place right now. What's coming for you guys next week? Yeah, you got the 4 of Pentacles, so there is time at home together one day. You've also got a day of a lot of communication, 2 swords. I feel like this I feel like this is what you got in your reading too. You have one day where you guys spend away from everyone, one that's a lot of conversation, and then one sleepover night, and it's on a cloudy day. What there's a song, something about on a cloudy day, I know, do, do. My girl, isn't it on a cloudy day? So, I like that. So, there is 3 times I feel next week, and one of it is a sleepover over, and it's a cloudy day, so look at the forecast. That's funny. What's coming, next week for work for you? You got the 3 of Cups. You got joy, celebration energy. It feels very positive for you next week. It is this feeling of feeling like we belong, tribe energy. So I do feel like there's something that's coming in here. What can make me feel this way? There you go. Thank you, Gene. um, so I love this. That it's this feeling of togetherness, that comes into, like, you feel part of the group. So this is good, I like this. Anything that you need to work next week, yeah, power of choice, with the Chariot card, it's realizing it doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world, that it's meaningless until it gets in here, and, um you get to choose the story, you get to choose your emotions, you choose your actions and your energy. You can't you can't, you can't choose for anyone else. And I feel like that's, like, the thing that you can really apply next week is I get to choose my actions. No one else's. I can't control that. I'm letting go of trying to control anyone else, and that does bring joy when you are relieved that I can't decide for everyone else, but I can take ownership of my own thoughts and emotions and actions, and no one else's, and my own energy. And I love that for you. And with that joy card, it's kind of an energy of try choosing joy as much as you can, uh, and see how that changes. Updates on your grand aunt. We got the 8 of Cups. There is letting go of some emotions, letting go of so there's some emotional positive movement that happens here with her. Is she trying to live? I feel like she's weighing it out. I don't feel like she's the Justice card, it's seeing things from a higher perspective. I don't feel I feel like she's kinda, like I said, weighing it out. Like, I don't feel like she would end her life, but I don't feel like she's actively wanting to live either. Kind of feel like she's just in this space in between of like, I can go or I could stay, I don't care. Because I feel like they're at a point of I'm ready to let go, kind of energy. Anything that you can do to help. You got the Wheel of Fortune, this is trust that everything's unfolding for a reason, on purpose, for a purpose. And the 3 of Swords is expectations equal disappointment, right? Um, and so letting go of control is an important piece for you and focus in on, you know, trusting, hand that over to the creator. And the only thing that you can do is send love and be joy. I mean, if they're if they are somewhere, um, like if they're close by where you can go visit them, or if not, call them if they can hear you, and not a whole lot of, "How are you?" and, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but none of that crap, right? You're not calling to change, you're just gonna call to be a moment of joy and love and just go, "Do you have a fond memory?" Then, then tell them, "Hey, I was thinking, remember when we did blah, blah, blah?" I was just cracking me up. I just wanted to share that with you and let you know I love you and you're in my thoughts, and, um, you know, so I just wanted you to know that I love you. And that's good, and that's all that they need to hear, that's all that you can do, right? So, I like that. Right, and let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right, here we are, and you have oops, upside down. Evolve into your complexity. I love it. You got the octopus, your third eye. Card number 3. So let's see what this is here. The octopus is a shapeshifter, able to change the color and texture of her skin to camouflage her appearance. She is an excellent escape artist and exceptionally intelligent. Octopus evolved into her greatness, her profound complexity, through all the difficulties she endured. Her need to survive and endure every situation that caused her fear and suffering is literally what evolved her into the magnificent creature she currently is. I like this. Oc- Octopus's medicine teaches us about the difficult journey toward the evolution of our highest self, who is our true self. This card represents the moment of sprouting, the seed ripping open to blossom into what it has always been destined to become. This may not be an easy or comfortable moment. The fortitude of Octopus is needed here. As scary situations, self doubt, and challenges approach, stand strong in the inner knowing that difficult moments are the catalyst for evolution. See the test, and even if you are shaking, yell to the world, "I will keep going." See the limiting beliefs on your knees, crying and screaming, "I will still keep going." See the loss of something special with a shattered heart and profess, "I will keep going." All ventures will be faced with limitations, difficulties, and tests. Instead of resisting the inevitable hardships, accept them for what they are, catalysts for growth into a much more complex and profound vision of yourself. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. It's the tune of for us when we realize everything that happens in life is for us. It helps us grow, it helps us become strong, it helps us evolve, right? When a mother resists the pain of childbirth, the labor takes much longer. When the mother surrenders and allows the pain to move through her, the birth progresses much faster. Once you accept the universal law that all beings suffer for growth, you will pass through suffering more quickly. Octopus's medicine asks you to have steadfast endurance in moments of difficulties and to understand you're rapidly evolving, and this is just a test in the school of life. I love that. Not that there's pass or fail tests of humanity, but it allows you it's more of like a litmus test. It shows you where you're at and where you have shows you how much you've grown and how much more you want to grow to. So that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. We'll circle back for your free reading in a moment or in a little bit. All right. So we got Sean G in the house. Sean, hey. Thank you for your donation via the Cash App. It's updated here. There it is. So, where we're at on donations, I've got 3 for summer or moonlight, and then we've got, and then Sean, you'll be up after that. Boom, boom, boom. Right, where are we at in time? Yeah, we're still just an hour and a half in, so we are good. So let me take another sip here, and we'll dive into Moonlight's adventures. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Yum, yum. Oh, Gene, you love that. Oh, the My Girl, the movie and the song. It's nice, wonderful. Movies, movies. They're my wonderful escape. All right. So, Moonlight, your first one is 125.30. So this will be for your first donation, which is the Hey You sticker. So thank you for that. And you want to know, will your son um, thrive on his medication, and will he be accepted by the military? I think is what you're asking, right? They just started accepting ADHD people. That's great because there's a great talents that come with ADHD, even though, I mean, we all have our struggles with how all of our brains are organized. But ADHD, they do have, like all of us, there's some great things that come with that. My host has ADHD, um, so there's a lot. In fact, yeah, in fact, I think it was this one. I just put out a podcast on Thursday, and I do mention ADHD in that one. So if you haven't checked it out, let me just grab it really quick here. It is Peace Interrupted. Here it is, if you're interested. It talks about some of the gifts of ADHD and then some of the things that we can identify if we have. Uh, Again, it says that I'm no medical professional, but some of the stuff is really interesting. Uh, anyway, anyway, we're off topic, but that's what we're talking about. So let's take a look here. So based on current energies, will your son make it in to the military? Will they accept it here? um, and will he thrive on his medication? We've got the Queen of Wands, which is very fire energy. Is your son a fire sign? I have like this little theory because all the people that have ADHD in my life that I know happen to be Sagittarians too. Could just be coincidence because it's not a large sample size. But the Queen of Wands is fire energy, but she can be very focused. When she focuses, she gets stuff done, which would be, yes, that they can thrive on that medication. And it's amazing how um, once it zeroes in that they can really, do this too, right? Gene, you have it. Sit down. Oh, he's a Leo. Well, there's a fire. There's fire there. There's fire in them hills. So it does feel like they'll thrive on it here. Um, and we do have the Ace of Swords, which is a wonderful, like, new mind energy. And it just feels I feel like they're gonna be like, "Is this what you guys feel all the time? Where you can actually focus on one conversation at a time?" Oh, and you're a Leo too? Okay, well, there we go. He's oh, um, my host, she was left-handed, but they tied her arm behind her back or made her sit on her hand to learn to write and use her right hand. So she is also left-handed. She was originally. She's ambidextrous or whatever it is now. His mom needs him to go there. Yeah, but I like this, that they can focus their mind with this Ace of Swords. Will they be accepted into yeah, I feel like they will. They got the 7 of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. I do feel like they will. With it being new, that makes sense too, you know, with that, with that, that it maybe takes a little bit more time for it to go through because it's a new process kind of thing. But then I feel like it starts off kind of slow, but there's this beautiful balance between the head and the heart, and then things happen fast with this 8 of Wands. So I feel like it feels like it's going to take a little bit, but then bzz, 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 here we go kind of energy. So it does feel here that it will. So yeah, it's still a lefty, right? Isn't that amazing? So maybe there is that part of it? I never heard that being left-handed might be a sign that you have ADHD or, you know, interesting. I'm glad that the world is learning more and more not to try to force people to fit into a norm. It's gonna take us a while to get very far in that, but at least we've started, right? All right, let's see here. Yeah, I like this. We have the starfish here, which is dream come true energy. It says keep trying in number 4. So let's see what this brings in here for him getting into the military and all this here. So the medicine of this card speaks of wishes being granted, but also the understanding that you will have to try again and again to receive what you desire. The process of trial and error will lead to fulfillment. So I feel like they're going to start off with a certain, um, like a certain uh, amount, prescription of this many, and then they're going to tweak it a little bit and tweak it a little bit. I feel like that's why it takes a little bit longer with the 7 of Pentacles because they probably just have to tweak the meds a little bit because they usually they're not going to go like full, huge dose. They'll usually, I'm not sure if all countries are the same, but normally doctors tend to go, well, let's try this. How's that doing? Well, it is, but da, da, da. Okay, let's try this slow release or let's up the dosage. And then they're like, oh, there it is. Or, oh God, no. And they're like, okay, let's bring it in between. And then they're like, okay, yeah, that feels great. Wow. And then they're like, all right, so we found the amount that you need. So I feel like that's kind of what goes on here. There's a story of a young maiden who prayed and prayed to the stars to heal her so she could fully serve her purpose. She tried everything but failed to ever feel whole. One day, the young maiden received a starfish from the stars. She thought to herself, this must be what will heal me. The young maiden inspected the starfish, sang to the starfish, and danced with the starfish in hopes that it would heal her, but nothing happened. As a last resort, she took a small bite of the starfish's arm. Still, nothing happened. The young maiden cried out to the stars and cursed them for her inability to be healed. She fell to her knees and begrudgingly threw the starfish into the pond before her. And as she wept in despair, her gaze fell upon the starfish, subtly moving in the waters. As she watched it regrow the arm she had taken a bite of, the medicine of the starfish was revealed to her. It was at this very moment she had a deep expansion of consciousness. By witnessing the starfish regenerate, she understood the message from the stars. She could heal herself. The ability to do this was not outside of herself, it was always within. This was when the young maiden began to heal. Whether you are healing, manifesting, or creating a meaningful relationship, Starfish's medicine is to keep trying. Understand that all you deem to be failures lead you closer to the right action. If the young maiden didn't take multiple approaches, she would have never been led to the answer that lies within. Wow, I love that. So that I feel like that is what we were talking about, right? That they might have to try a few times to get the medication right. I don't feel so much that it's about, you know, um, multiple times to try to get into the military, but I feel it's more that, oh, he used to he used them years ago. Oh, okay. You take them too. All right. The ADHD house and his sister. Oh my gosh. But he did not crash any more cars, no accidents, but he bought a new one though. Oh, yay. How fun. Well, good. Well, this sounds good for number one there. So we'll go on here for number two. You're at 134.55. So here is for the second donation. Thank you for that. And this one is the banana. So thank you for that. And for your second donation, will you get any work with your current employer after they close the other store, or should I get a new one? Will I be okay with my money? This after sending three-fourths of your budget on doctors and medicine. Oh, how fun. Let's take a look here, see what we got going on here. All right. So, based on current energies, will you get work at the employer at the other store, or is it more of trying somewhere else? And then, will you be okay with money? Here, let's see what we got here. We got this. We got this here. All right. Well, bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Wands. So it's always a great reminder, of course, whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. So even with your son's situation and all that, it's like, I'm grateful. What am I grateful for regarding my son and his adventure? Not the stuff that I'm like, because then we just draw more of that into our experiences, right? Um, and same thing with job and money, right? With the Ace of Wands being on the one, just a gentle reminder, remember our energy and what we're being is what draws things toward us, not what we wish, what we desire, what we feel we want or need or whatever. That actually pushes it further away and draws in more lack because it's, focusing on what we feel is missing from our life. So we get more missingness. But when we focus in on gratitude for what is, and that comes in. So it's a good reminder is the underlying energy. But let's dive into the cards here since that was the bottom of the deck. So, will you get other work at your current employer at the other store? Got the Four of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. It does feel like you would here with the Queen of Pentacles. That's, of course, abundance and harvest. And the Four of Cups is stagnancy. It's stable emotional energy. I feel like it's doing something that you're not super excited about, but they have a position and you're just like, okay, but let's see, is there something else? What does the new one bring you here? Oh, well, if you go search somewhere else, you actually have the King of Pentacles. So, traditionally, it's that's a step up in the journey of Pentacles, right? So it's a bigger, more money, more finances somewhere else. Just with the Eight of Swords, it's letting go of some mindsets of, and thoughts and beliefs that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. Like, well, I can't do that. It's like you can do anything. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't, only look in places that you feel like, well, that's what I could do. Look at places you would want to. Don't limit like your searches like with a filter to see what's out there, see what draws you into it. Yeah, something that makes your heart sing. There's like several out here. You've got the Ace of Cups, which is following your heart, and you got several opportunities out there. So yeah, so there's your information. You can choose which way you'd like to go, which resonates more with you. But definitely, there's both are available to you. And then will you be okay with money? What's money you're looking at here? You got the Hierophant energy that comes in here. You got two major arcana. So, this is about seeing things from a higher perspective with the card of change, the number five major arcana. And the Temperance card too is a patience energy with change. I just feel like there's some trust energy here, seeing things from this higher perspective, focusing on gratitude, seeing if there's any other alternatives. I feel like something with this Hierophant, there's some knowledge to be gleaned on receiving some, like, medical reimbursement or assistance or something. I feel like there's something that can be done with regarding that. There's some sort of change that's available. Maybe there's something that's coming in. Maybe there's something that has changed in the healthcare system, maybe in your country or something. But it feels like there's some unknown assistance available for you here too. And temperance is trust that things will work its way out. But the Ace of Wands is also an important energy regarding that. But it seems like it's, and you got the Page of Swords on the bottom too, which is that there's information to be had and to be seen somewhere there as well. Maybe you soon get some peace, right? I'll do it. I love it. All right. So that's great that even though you're in the storm, you have a calmness around it. Let's see what your fortune cookie is for that one. Like we got your next two here already. And this one's for the second one. This one's for this one. Yeah. Inner conflict resolution. I like it. The rattlesnake and is that a phoenix? Looks like a phoenix energy. Let's see here what the 6 is here. Oh, it's the venomous snake. So the venomous snake comes to speak to us about the ironic remedy of poison. The right amount of poison in our lives acts like a vaccine, allowing us to heal and build immunity towards a larger deadly dose. This poison comes to us in the form of inner conflict, suffering, and self sabotage. Every great venture that you deeply yearn to manifest is met with agonizing inner conflict. When we are on our journey toward expansion and self fulfillment, we will come face to face with an inner dialogue that tries to tear down our dreams. These debilitating moments of great mental anguish are put on your path for you to witness, learn from, and eventually overcome. They are quite literally the catalyst for your growth. Strange how we view these thoughts as holding us back, when in fact, in the right amount, they can act like a vaccine that allows us to create a certain type of immunity toward future obstacles on the journey of manifesting. Despite the inner agony, congratulations. This is all a normal part of the process in your leveling up. This is why Falcon, it's a falcon, not a phoenix, Falcon brought her medicine to this card because she heralds victory and overcoming your current obstacle. Wow, I love that. Acknowledge that this moment of discomfort is a part of your evolution. This is a growing pain. Falcon and venomous snake combine their medicine to reassure you the outcome is promising and whatever conflict you're currently facing will soon dissipate. Take a deep breath in, release, and smile. I love it. How perfect. So that is what we have for number 2 for you there. Thank you for that. And then number 3, we are at 143.40. So there is your timestamp for that one. Let me move this up here. And so this one is your "How's it going?" sticker. And thank you for your additional donation. So you want to know, what is up with R these days? Is he really working on himself? Does he have any feelings for you or just uh, telling for attention? I know he probably is lonely, being alone a lot, not getting responses. Me keeping him away, giving nothing, not even on the phone. All right, look at you. All right, and then we'll circle back eventually for your free reading too. Let's see what's going on with Mr. R here. Let me take a quick sip here, though. Cheers, cheers. All right. So let's tap in. What's going on with R these days? Got this. We got this. Is he really working on himself? We shall see. Does he have any feelings for you? Let's see here. Okay. Or is he just wanting attention? Well, I'm not getting responses. Okay. Yeah. So that was information there. Yeah. I feel like there is this is the bottom of the deck just regarding him. There is this, I feel like this is more your energy that you're seeing things more clearly. You've closed your eyes, you opened up your heart to the upper world, and the scales are, balancing. And I feel like you're doing more of that. I feel like there's more clarity that's coming in for you because you're seeing yourself more clearly. And so you're seeing them more clearly as well. So let's see here. What's going on with them these days? Yep, 5 of Cups, a lot of focusing on lower vibration emotions, a lot of conflicting emotions. So feeling down, feeling, you know, these that are rooted in fear. But they're hoping to try to find the 9 of Cups. They're looking for a dream come true to solve that for them. So, and we'll see if they're truly working on themselves here, but this feels like I'm blaming other people for my emotional state, because I'm looking for this dream that someone's gonna make me happy. This is like, I'm gonna find someone and finally I'll be happy. But we know if you're not happy on the inside, you can't be happy with anyone else because no one can make us happy. We have to choose happiness. And that's the 5 of Cups kind of journey that they're in because they have to realize I can stand here and cry over the 3 spilt cups all my life, and there's no right or wrong. They just bring us different experiences, different outcomes, different, energies. But the 2 of Cups behind us tells us that I can choose higher vibration, and because I'm choosing higher emotional vibration, I do draw on things that match that. So I kind of feel like they're in this, in that place. Is he really working on himself? Well, we got the Death and Rebirth card, and the 3 of Wands here. I feel like they feel they're working on themselves, but they're working on themselves differently than you work on yourself, and that you think everyone works on themselves, right? Because that's what we do. We think everyone works on their self the same way we do, right? Everyone, isn't that how we all do it? And they're like, no, they're doing it a harder way. Yours wasn't easy. Yours wasn't the easy path. None of us really, I feel, take the easy path, but he's taken a really hard path. It's like, how long do you hit your head up against a wall before you realize, oh, this wall isn't breaking. Maybe I should walk around it. But I feel like they are, in a way, working on themselves, but in a very different way, right? So I kind of feel like that's what's coming in here. Yeah, down in the dumps. You don't want to grow anymore because then I won't get hired. Just grow horizontally, not vertically, right? So, what kind of feelings does he have for you here? Well, so we got the Lovers card. So they do feel those kind of feelings for you. They got the World card, which I do feel like there is this ending and beginning energy um, here. Like they feel like I could start something again. We can have a new adventure together. And the Empress, here's that. We knew this is like one of the big energies that seems to come up quite often between the 2 of you, right? Resisting any help, yeah. And there's this, that you're the nurturer, you're the sensuality, the emotional you're their emotional support animal. That's how you can call yourself. "I'm not your emotional support animal. I'm a human." But there is this nurturing, this is what they want. And they just because they wanna go back to the way things are, right? It's like, um, you would like to be with them, but a newer version of them, the version of the possibilities of who you could see they could be that they haven't been yet in your relationship in the past at all, any of the times that you were there. And they wanna be in a relationship with you, but not with who you are now, with who you were before, right? Every healed empath. We're not nice. Well, people, they don't like when you have boundaries, right? They perceive us as not nice because we're not being a mat anymore. It's hard, when you realize that you weren't a mat, that you are a work of art. You don't deserve to be on the ground, you deserve to be on the wall and admired, and, um they're showing me, like, a museum that has the red how they have the little red rope stuff that keeps you away from the, expensive paintings, and there's alarms, and so when they try to touch you, to try to put you back on the ground and be a mat, the alarms go off, and they're like, "Oh god." So, yeah, I'm good on my own. I hear you there. Um, yeah, and even we have the little fox almost there. Interesting, master number 44. But that fox energy, the little trickster, right? Scream by Munch. Oh. That's funny. That must be a painting. I'm not familiar with that, but we'll have to look it up. All right. So almost there with the fox. It says, in the blossoming spring season, little fox frolicked and skipped in the wild woods. As he played, his attention was constantly drawn to a distant light. There you go, that's you. The light glimmered deep in the forest, past the rumbling river. Although he couldn't quite make out what the light was, every bone in his body knew that it was meant for him, and his soul would spark with joy when he saw it. It was as if the light were a magnet calling out to him. But whenever little fox ventured toward the light, he was always abruptly stopped by the roaring river before him. Little fox would fall into despair, for he could not unite with the light that called him. Oh my gosh. Time went on and spring became summer. Little Fox would continue to catch glimpses of the light, still filled with excitement and longing to unite with his beloved light. He would regularly attempt to reach it, only to again be blocked by the roaring river. Oh, yeah. Thanks for that, uh, Moonlight. It's the world's most known painting. I'm like, not to me. Yeah, this sounds familiar, right? More time passed, and as autumn approached, little Fox grew and learned many lessons. Yet he was still faced with an unquenchable thirst for the light. Little Fox became distraught and angry toward life. He often cried out in sharp howls, forsaking life for presenting him the beauty of the light without allowing him to embrace it. He grew mistrustful that life did not have his best interest in mind and increasingly became hardened and jaded. Autumn transformed into winter. By this point, Little Fox was Big Fox, but his heart was broken, for the only thing he ever longed deeply for was out of his reach. Big Fox gave up. During the early winter months, Big Fox did what he had to do to survive, but he had a hole in his heart. He walked with his head low, for he could not bear to look up and see the out of reach light. One night, as Big Fox lay asleep, snow began to fall. When Big Fox awoke, he was taken aback at this new element he had never experienced. As he started his day, he saw a gaggle of geese standing on the river in the distance. Completely perplexed at how they were now standing on the water, he approached the river with caution. He had learned through all his seasons of life that he must be careful and cautious. As he put his paw on the water, he found it to be hard and sturdy. He gasped and thought, could it be? Could this be the path to my light? Big Fox carefully moved across the ice, fell in and drowned and died. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that. Just a joke. Yeah, it sounds like someone you used to know. Big Fox carefully crossed the hard water with deep awareness. He listened for the cracks and creaks in the hard water and scanned the sky for hawk approaching. As he crossed the river with extreme care, it dawned on him that if he were Little Fox, he would have run boldly across the hard water without a care in the world and could have been hurt or even killed. A shower of epiphanies began to rain on him. He realized that he had to go through all the seasons and learn all the lessons to be prepared to walk toward the light destined for him. As Big Fox finally crossed the great river, he thanked Mother Earth and Father Sky and understood that he had to wait to gain the wisdom that prepared him for crossing the great river. If there is something you yearn for in your heart and have been trying to achieve with little to no success, this is a profound confirmation that it is approaching. Be patient. There is wisdom in the waiting. This is the preparation time. You are gaining what you need to unite fully with what your heart desires. Endure, endure, endure. I love it. I feel like the big piece of all this is talking about them. But there's also, of course, it's always a mirror for us too, just in a different way, I feel. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your multiple donations. Like I said, we will circle around for your free reading here eventually as well. Where are we at? We're at 2 hours. So I might be done with donations. I know. Thank you, Sean. I see you sent another donation in here, so thank you for that. Oh, and Deb came in. Hey, Deb, good to see you. I was all focused in on this story. So I got 2 donations from Sean, and then if at 2.5 hours in here, if I don't have the I mean, if I haven't started free readings, we'll do free readings, about 30 minutes of them. And then if there's no other donations and I had finished them up, then we'll just finish all the free readings. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll go with the flow, see what's going on. All right. You're very welcome. That was nice. All right. Many blessings, my friend. Right. Sean G. Hello. Hey. Good to see you. Whoops. So here is your first time stamp. Thank you for your donations via Zcash app. So for number 1, let's see. Yep, this is this one right here. So you want to start working with Kay on your Instagram now that you're monetized. Congratulations. Is it in my highest interest to start now? Will you be able to keep it up and will it generate an income? Or would it be best to wait? All right, let's take a look here. We'll see what energies come in with the choices and see what aligns with what you would like to do. So, let's see here. So, if you start now, what kind of energy comes in here for you? And if you wait, what kind of energy comes in here for you? I feel like it's going to answer those about can you keep up with it here? I feel like they will here. Yeah, I like this. Bottom of the deck, you do have the 3 of Cups, which is, in addition to joy, it is about community and developing a community. So I'm feeling really good about this already. But if you started now, what comes in here? Yeah, Page of Cups. So there is joy, high emotion that comes in here. And the Sun card, very bright energy, big success, one of the biggest success cards in the deck, so that's a positive energy. And below the surface, you do have the Lovers card here, which is about partnerships. Oh, yeah, and it was about partnership. You wanted to work with someone regarding it, right? Yeah, work with K. So there is this great partnership that develops here, and it's the foundation underneath it. So it looks good, with there. If you don't, is it better to wait? You have the Hierophant with you have 3 cards that came out, the Fool card and the 7 of Wands, and be seen here. There is what's the underlying energy with this too? We got the Hanged Man, which is transformation and waiting energy that comes in here, and I feel like if you wait, it's almost like you feel like in a way you would have to I don't know, you have to start over. I don't feel like you become unmonetized, but it feels like you kind of start the journey all over, again with this Full card. You have the 7 of Wands energy, which is being seen and standing out. It's almost like you, um there's something oh, maybe this is the event that you're gonna do because the 7 of Wands is like you're seen and stand out, and that really, um it's almost like you could do them both at the same time. But, you know, I feel like there's this energy it doesn't you just it's a matter of I feel like they're saying it's neither here nor there, and I'm like, "What does that mean?" That's as the conversation I was having. But they were like, it's like you'll end up in the same spot regardless of what you do. Because if you start now, it's a success. If you wait, when you have that event, I feel like there's something that gets you out into the public eye that you have growth, fast growth that happens. So as far as the success of, that, but I feel like you would with that Sun card have monetary stuff that would happen. But they're like in the long run, it kind of all kind of balances out. So there's not a wrong choice with it. Um, but they're funny because 'cause they're saying, "But we know how you like to wait, so just know that if you start now, you have success and it works out well." Um, or if you wait, you still it'll catch up eventually. It just takes a little bit of time, for it to with that Hanged Man, it's like, patience. Eventually, you would, you know, um, end up in the same spot. Just you would it's like if you did it now, you end up here, and this isn't happening, right? And eventually, it catches up. But, so hopefully that helps. It feels like they're saying, you wanna do it now, so just do it. 'Cause you like moving on things. You like action, you like movement. You're like, I don't like the catching up. I like the let's go. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. But it feels good. I like that this is it here. Let's see what animal wants to talk to you here about this Instagram. Oh, okay, thank you. Mm, looks like we got both your cards here. Yeah, I love that. So your first one here for your first reading is prayer answered, and card number 12. And then we already got your second one for your second question. They're just like boom, boom. This one is the buffalo. It says North American Plains Indian tribes revered the great buffalo. Buffalo provided the means for survival, and very little was wasted. Buffalo was life. Sacred dance ceremonies were performed to honor buffalo and ask for a successful hunt. In these ceremonies, dancers would become the buffalo in spirit. The lesson of Buffalo is the importance of asking the great mystery for help through syncing your prayers with action to create abundance and success. Create is italicized. Act as if your prayers have already been answered. When we act as though our prayers have been answered, we become a magnet for our prayers to manifest themselves in their physical forms. Let's say you're experiencing disunity and having a difficult time with a colleague. Your prayer is to resolve the issue and have unity between the two of you. Your prayer to the great mystery would be to ask for unity with your coworker and then to act as if you already had it. This would look like being kind, respectful, and showing love to your coworker immediately, regardless of whether the problem was resolved or not. This action is what would create the unity and eventually dissolve the issue. Wow. When buffalo tramples into your spread, this medicine is a confirmation that your prayers are being heard, but it is of the utmost importance that you stand in unwavering blind faith that they're coming to fruition. Endure the time and uncertainty because your deepest heart's desires will be manifested. Act like the person whose prayer has already been answered. Wow. Well, there you go. Trample on in. Go, go, go. Boom, boom, boom. So I love that. Maybe the buffalo means something too between you and your the partner. That's going to help. But that's what they got for you there, Sean. Hopefully that gives you the guidance you're looking for. And then for number 2, oops. Try that again. There we go. Here is your timestamp for that. Well, an ad just popped out on my computer, my little thingy here, for art therapy. Huh. Is that your next adventure, Sean? Becoming an art therapist? All right. So, for your second donation, thank you again for your multiple donations. Any advice from your higher self for this upcoming week? All right, let's take a quick sip here. Cheers, cheers. So, advice. All right. Thank you for this upcoming week. Boom. All right. All these cards upright. Just came all flying in. Now, at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Hermit. So make sure you're taking time for yourself, making sure you're stepping back, connecting to your higher power, whatever you believe that to be, because it's going to bring some calmness. It's going to bring some clarity in for you. I like this. The week you have the Sun card. I put it back in the deck. It came flying out, which is focusing in on the gratitude of what is. I feel like that a big guidance for the week is like, we're thankful that the sun exists. But there's also this, it's Leo energy, shine bright, stand out, be yourself, don't dim your light, don't ask permission to shine. Just shine bright. I feel like, there is this energy here of letting go of expectations, especially around timing, because the Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And with this Three of Swords, when we get kind of caught up in things have to happen in a certain way by a certain time, and that brings all the pressure. It makes us feel like we're behind and we're trying to catch up, right? It feels like I'm living in not living in abundance, but I'm living in disappointment. I'm living in lack, right? Because I need to be here and I'm not. So I'm trying so hard to get up to 0, right? When we realize that, you have the Knight of Swords here too, which is the quest of seeing things from a different perspective, seeing the truth of things from like I said, the higher viewpoint, which allows you to cut away these small t truths, these expectations that are rooted in fears, and they're not true, right? It's like one of the things they're bringing in is like, what does success mean? And if we write down what does our meaning of success mean, we write it out. Just let your inner group of ego and inner child and inner children, your mental inner child, your emotional inner child, your physical inner child. What does it mean to be a success? Write it all out, right? And then ask why. Why do I need that to feel like I'm successful, right? Question it because and why is it important? And why am I being driven toward this? Because when we realize that some of what we live for in life is because it's rooted in fear of not being enough, not, what people will think, being rejected, dying from hunger, losing everything, being ostracized, ending up on the front of the paper with a big L on our forehead that you're a loser, it's like, what is it? What's the fears below there? Because once you free yourself from this, and this nine of pentacles, I mean, not of pentacles, the hermit card is about spending some time reflecting on this, because once you free yourself from whatever this is that it has you feeling like you're behind and you're trying to get up to being acceptable and get up to zero. Once you whittle those down, true success comes because you're not having that energy of lack, and you're not having that energy of trying to meet this up because it defines me. Instead, it becomes an expression of who you are. You're filling up and overflowing instead of working so hard just to get up to zero. And this does bring in the page of wands, which it takes your energy and your passion to a new level because you're not doing it from a place of mental fears. You're doing it from a place of heart expression. And and I love that for you. I feel like a little bit of reflection on this week is what they're kind of guiding you to, because they're like, it'll allow, it's like there's energy that's leaking out of your life because it's, going into trying to fulfill this mind's expectations that aren't true. And it's like you're donating to a nonprofit that doesn't exist. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, I can have all that energy being invested in my truth, not, you know, an illusion, right? So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie is. Yeah, you got nourishment while waiting. Oh, look at that baby, the baby. Got card number 5. Let's see what this one brings in here. Oh, it's the baby hawk. So hawk is a power bird with big medicine. Hawk is fearless, the visionary, the messenger, and the balanced one. Hawk is your highest self. Baby hawk in this image represents the part of you with an overwhelming desire to step into who you are fully and fulfill your purpose. Mouse represents the nourishment baby hawk will need to develop into her most fulfilled self. Oh, they're going to eat little baby mouse. Baby hawk teaches us the wisdom of nourishment while waiting. This is a moment for patience. What will you do while you wait for your vision to manifest? The flower blossoms in its own time, but the gardener cultivates the seed's growth. The gardener ensures the seed's fullest development by nourishing it, pulling the weeds that threaten it, and planting the seed where it will receive the most sunlight. You got the sun. While you wait for the next step to be revealed, you must similarly prepare yourself for success. Baby hawk needs to be nourished before she can achieve all her greatness as adult hawk. And this is why you must nourish yourself on every possible level. Ask yourself what skills your future self holds that you currently do not. Then start researching and practicing them. Once you grow and develop these skills, you step into your highest self. Wise old hawk looks back on her past self and shares the medicine to not just wait in patience, but to learn while you wait. Stay persistent on your path toward growth and develop and strengthen yourself. For it is in the consistent nourishment to become your greatest self that magnetizes you towards dreams unimaginable to you now. Wow. Boom. I love that for you. So that is what they got for you, my dear. That is a Shazam little reading. I like that. All right. So many, many blessings to you. Exciting adventures. All righty. So I do believe that is it for the donations. So we will dive into the free readings here. Let's see, make sure anyone else that I didn't miss anyone else here. Just look up here. And nope, I'm very good. So where we're at on the free readings, we've got User PC will be up first, and then Dollface Diva, Livia Vagata, Maria P, Jean XO, then Summer Moonlight, and then Gracie, and then Premia. And that's all I have right now. So boom, boom, boom. Here we go. So User PC, you are up 215.44. Look, you got the power number there. There is your timestamp. I need like a general reading. Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay, we don't this one and this one. So you've got the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I don't know if you got, did you get this Eight of Cups recently? Because there's this energy here with the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from relationships and emotions that don't serve anymore, that helps you move toward this Queen of Swords, who's like someone who's very compatible. It's someone who's very balanced between head and heart. And that's the compatibility energy, that it just feels like someone who just fits like a glove. But in order for this to happen, in order for your heart to, in a way, allow love to come towards you, it has to have enough emotion in its emotional bank to feel like we have the emotion to invest to have a successful relationship. Because the heart is like, I'm not going to allow anything to come into my life that I don't have the emotional energy for. And this basically, in a way, is saying that you're investing a lot of your emotional energy in the past, like suppressed and whatever else that's called. It's repressed and suppressed emotions that below the surface that are charged, and it takes energy to keep those down, right? So the more that you transmute and allow those emotions to flow and to aid your emotional and mental inner children, even your physical, you might be holding some emotion in your physical body, doing some sort of physical release, mental release, emotional release, allows that emotion to fill up your emotional bank. And then also the Eight of Cups is looking at, are there any relationships in the physical world that um, you're giving so much into and getting so little back, and it's consistently that way, where you're the life support system that needs to keep, that is keeping this friendship, relationship, whatever, alive. And it can be friends, it can be family, it can be coworkers, it can be exes. And it's like, yeah, I'm the one that gives 80% into this, and I'm only getting 20% back consistently. Maybe I can back off 50%. You at least get that 30% back from the 80 to the 50, right? You get that much into your emotional bank. And then if they don't give back, then it's like almost like pulling the plug on someone who's on life support. The relationship is on life support. And when you kind of unplug, if they don't breathe on their own, and if they don't, you know, give that to us, then it's time for that to end, and then you get all that 50% back too. But all of this is building up to find this individual that just fits like a glove, and it's part of the process. So I feel like that's what they're bringing that in. I feel like you got that before. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but it feels familiar, right? All right, so that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings. Right, Dollface Diva, you are up to 1922. There is your timestamp and a general for you as well. Let's see here. What does Spirit wants you to know here? You got the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords. Wow. Four solid energy. Um, and this does have to do here with the stability that comes in when you are letting go of expectations, especially around marriage and what it means. Like the Four of Wands is a joy and celebration. It's a solid kind of energy, but it is the marriage card. And I feel like this is really what they're focusing in on because the Four of Swords is also resting. You know, they're resting here on the Ace of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective. And here's the Three of Swords, which can represent expectations equal disappointment or this belief about being heartbroken. And the Ace of Swords allows us to see things from a higher perspective. It allows us to cut away a lot of these opinions, the small t truths about who someone is supposed to be, what they're supposed to bring into a relationship, and how this relationship is supposed to begin, how it's supposed to progress. It's supposed to end up in marriage, and then what a marriage is supposed to be like, and what is it supposed to bring me? What am I supposed to create in this relationship, and who am I supposed to be? And a lot of pressure, a lot of rules that suck the life out of things. And I feel like there's a solid foundation in this right now that I'm learning to let go of these things because then that's how solid marriages and healthy marriages are formed. Because expectations suck the life out of things. We end up focusing on what's not happening, which makes more not happening come in. And there's a lot of energy, lower vibrational energy that just starts, like I said, sucking the life force out of the relationship. Whereas when we focus on, we have less expectations, we're focused on gratitude. Look at everything. Because the more expectations there are, the more it takes up to get to zero. Then abundance happens. And there is, if we have very, very low expectations on supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, then we get to abundance much faster. So I feel like that's what they have coming in right now for you, Dollface Diva. Hopefully that resonates for you. Many blessings. Right. Olivier Vagara, you are up 22201. I think my keyboard, let me move it over a little bit. I keep on hitting the wrong button. I'm like, why did I hit that? I'm like, oh, because it's right next to the button I'm trying to hit. All right. So, Olivier, there's your timestamp. Will teaching be a good experience, a positive experience for you? Would it be an option in your path? All right. Let's take a look here. What kind of energy comes in if you choose teaching? That was loud. Yeah. Wow. We have the moon card here. The death card is about transformation, right? It's like what helps you transform. The moon feels like it's something that's hidden and revealed here. Even though this feels like dark energy, it feels like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Because this moon energy, you know, this nurturing energy, this mother moon energy, I love that. And it feels positive here for you because I feel like it does give you a different approach to life. But this moon energy, the phases, through the cycles of the moon, the endings and the beginnings, this transformative energy. I just feel like the impact that you would have on those that you teach, because you come from this place of emotion, Cancer moon energy, right? Mother energy that I can imagine. It's like I'm seeing you from like little children's points of view, or young people, or even teenagers, unless you're wanting to teach adults. But even then, they have inner children that everybody wants to be loved and nurtured. And there's a lot of people that don't get it at home. I know for me, growing up, my teachers were such an impact in my life. Um, and um, Especially the ones that were very like Mother Moon energy. I'm thinking, I'm seeing their faces, and I'm going, they made a difference in life. And I am who I am today due to a lot of them. I wish I could they're probably all dead by now because they were in their 30s and 40s, which would be they might still be alive. They would be in their 80s and 90s. They could still be alive. But, um but I like this energy. I like this energy for you. It feels very transformational, both for you and, the impact that you would have on those that you would teach. So it feels very positive here, and I feel like it's a rebirth, kind of energy. But I don't unless you're gonna go teach something in another country, if that's, one of the pathways, because I feel your your purpose is away from where you're at now. So if this is about doing it somewhere else, like teaching English, teaching Spanish, or whatever language you speak in a different place, very, very positive for you. But if it's going to trap you where you're at, then, um, no bueno. Because it's about you, um, going somewhere else. There's this energy that every time I look into your future path, they're like movement, movement, movement. It's like your fresh start, right? A fresh start, a fresh start. Um, and I like that for you. So anyway, that's what they have for you, Olivier. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings. Right. Maria P, you're up 226.24. We almost had 226.26. Close. Here's your timestamp. And you want to know a general for you, work and love. So there's work and there's love. So for work, you do have the judgment card, which is this calling, right? We've got this before for you that, what is it that you want to do for your career? Sometimes, like I ended up being in customer service from, I guess it would be from, when did I start at Dillard's? I know I ended up in retail because um, I was working for my dad, and my dad sold his business, and I just suddenly knew they were like, "Hey," my dad he moved away, and he didn't. I didn't know anything about it until the guy who was kind of managing the office for him. He called in and says, "Hey, your dad's selling your business to me, and my mom's going to do your job. So you need to find another job." And so I went to Dillard's, got a job that day. And then that was I think that was like 17. I think I was 17, maybe 18. And then I was in retail or customer service for the rest of my life because I fell into it and I didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, until like 4 years ago, right? So, I like this because there is a calling, and it's about you considering, "Well, I've always done all this," and it's like, well, that's not because of what you wanted, it's because of you needed a job and you fell into something and we sought security, right? Now it's like this energy for work is rather than doing something because we need it, what is it that you would want to do, not what you feel you need to do? It's a big thing to look at here. So you don't have to wait until you're in your 50s. What? I know. And then love, yeah, wheel of fortune. Realize that whatever is unfolding for you is the tuna for you. And I like this. I like this energy. It's things are moving forward, things are moving forward and unfolding for you. And, it's kind of really theoretical is what they're talking about here with your work. Look at this. And your love is realizing nothing ever happens by accident. Everything is always for your growth and your experiences and for your clarity of your life. And the fear of the future for work and for love and for anything in our lives is because we are defining ourselves by an outcome. And I feel like this is a time for you to realize everything that unfolds in work and love and children and life and body and everything is always for me. I have nothing to fear. Why we fear is because we have these beliefs that these things in the outside world define me, and they don't. You're defined by this eternal unconditional love. You're priceless. You were before this character Maria was created, and you'll still be priceless after that character has finished its journey in this lifetime. Because you're eternal, you're priceless, you always will be priceless. None of this changes anything about that. And when you can sit in that and know that, then you can enjoy life more. So I feel like that's what they're having you focus on right now, or that they would like you to know. Right? So many blessings. All right. And then Gene XO, you're up 2:30:34. So Gene, here is your time stamp. Hello, hello. So you want to ask what are eyes, feelings, and intentions towards you. Also check it out. Yeah. Cheers, cheers. Hey, good to see you. Party, partay. All right. Let's take a look here. What are eyes, feelings? All right, that's here. And then the intentions get revealed. All right. Bottom of the deck, you do have the Two of Wands. Kind of this back and forth energy here. It's interesting how they have this too. It's because it's like the one goes up and the one goes down and the one goes up. And it's almost like, this is the eating its tail, but it's almost like there's this cycle, right? Underlying energy of up and down, close and away, up and down, right? Present. All right, Arnold Horshack. Ooh, 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 right? Maybe you remember them. Feelings, and we got the Two of Swords. So the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth of the mind. What are their intentions? The Eight of Wands. So this is a quick moving energy, but there is this, with both of those energies, the twos, I do feel like there is this push me, pull me from Dr. Doolittle in my head of, the mind pulling one way, the heart pulling one back and forth and back and forth. And they don't go anywhere because they just keep going back and forth, right? Oh, you got the two ones, right? So there is this, realizing that they're in this uncertainty and they're trying to decide things. Once they decide things, they will move fast on stuff. But this indecision kind of energy that's coming in here with all of these two, that it's like, yeah, I'm torn between my head and my heart. And not even between my head and my heart as much as my head and my passion with the Two of Wands. Because I feel like emotions would come later if they ever acted on anything, because they are slow to become vulnerable and slow to open up their heart. But it's not it's interesting because it feels like it's not so much from being scared, it's more about it's interesting because I watched, I saw a video today on Aquarius because I'm Aquarius, so I'm like, "Oh, let me listen to that." And they were talking about how, like, this air signy energy that you don't share emotion, not out of fear, but out of because, like, especially Aquarius, needs to understand an emotion and analyze it, and then they express it. And I kind of feel like it's here, right? I don't feel like between another woman, I mean, I'll just do a quick clarify here. I don't feel like it's that, though. I feel like they're just, doing it. Yeah, we have the Death card here, endings and beginnings energy. So it's not about another, like another person. It's just about what they wanna start, what they don't wanna do, kind of energy. I don't feel like they're trying to decide between 2 people. I feel like it's more their heart and their not their heart, but their passions and their mind. It's like the mind goes, "No, no, no, we'll get hurt," and the passions are like, "No, no, no, I want this," right? And it's like, "No, no, no, but," because I just feel like they're in this trying to figure things out um but I don't feel like it doesn't feel like between 2, between you and someone else. Um, it just feels they're in battle with themselves, you know? So they'll figure it out someday. Alright, so hopefully that helps. That's something they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. Enjoy. All right. Then we have Moonlight. You are up for your free reading. Thank you so much for your multiple donations earlier. Here's for the free one. I'll just make sure it says that. Anything Spirit wants you to know right now? Let's take a look here. Got this, and we've got this. Got the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's going to be a breakthrough coming up here. It's even progression from the 9 to the 10. But the Nine of Wands is something that's kind of been holding, like almost like you feel like a block, and I feel like this is around finances too, with this Wheel of Fortune. There's this belief that's bubbling down below the surface that you may not be conscious of. And you can ask Spirit to show you, maybe even in a dream, since your Cancer Moon energy, you can say, "Can you show me in a dream, what is this block? What is this thing underneath the surface that's holding me back from being able to bust through and feel like I'm deserving?" And, why does it feel like whenever I get abundance, suddenly something comes in that has to be taken away, and or I have to pay for something, I have to do something, medical, my son, this, that, this, why? Where's this coming from? Why, um, because there's feels like there's this barrier with the Nine of Wands, and but I feel like something's about to be revealed and something will release that will allow you to receive more. So there's something below the surface, and I feel like that's the big thing that they're having you look at. And they're telling you, you have these things that come up that are mirroring it for you, so you could see it, so you can be freed from it. So it's kind of the thing that has to, kind of happen right now for you to see it in the mirror and be able to release it. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they got for you, Moonlight, right now. Many blessings to you. Sleep well when you eventually sleep. Right. Many blessings. You're welcome, Olivier. Love you too. All right. Then we got Gracie is up to 3751. Here is your timestamp. You're welcome, Jean. What is coming in for you around love, Gracie? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, what is headed your way? Okay, looks like you get 2 and 2. Let's see what this is about here. All right. Well, right now, one half of your reading is all about time is kind of at a standstill, or it feels like it because you're kind of incubating. You're in kind of a cocooning stage, but it's helping you work through and release some energies that aren't serving you anymore. So there is this. It's funny because 'cause they're going, "You didn't want another stepping stone." So this instead, they're like, "You have enough material to work with from previous stepping stones of, people that you had interactions with. Now is a time of reflection, so you can go, what did I learn through that? What were these teachers trying to show me about myself? Because I don't wanna, draw in another one, you know, there's this, learning energy, this learning awareness that's coming in here. So I like that this is a good pause, and you're seeing things from a different perspective so that you can, move forward. And um, so interesting that that's coming in there. Yeah, and it looks like here you're learning about the progression here because you've got the heartache and disappointment, the stagnancy of relationships moving into the conflict that we had. So I feel like you're putting well, not putting 2 and 2 together, you're putting things in order, realizing, "Oh, I'm seeing it now." And I like this because this reflection time is allowing you to really let go of a lot of things that don't serve you anymore and some old beliefs that had been rippling so that you could see it to let go of it so that your love vibration is moving up. So you don't do what you've always done and get what you always got because you were done with that, right? You're ready for something higher love, higher vibrational. And you've been working on your self love, which is what that reflection is, right? Every relationship we have is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So there is this energy that's unfolding there. So I like that for you. So it's good. I know the waiting and all that, but the more you kind of reflect on that, your higher your vibration goes, and the higher your vibration, your self-love and self-worth vibration goes, the faster things speed up, and it moves things forward. So that's what they got for you. So many blessings to you. All right, you're welcome, Moonlight. Night night. Sleep well. Good night. All right. And then Premia, you are up 24114. Look at this reflection mirroring of the 14 and the 41 and the 14. So I need like a general reading. So let's see here. What does Spirit have here for you? What do we have for Premia, please? All right. Got the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I like you're getting this clarity that's coming in here. Seven of Swords is a card of deceit and betrayal. And a lot of times, well, I think every time it does refer to our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are betraying us. Sometimes it's also, though, um, the reflection and projection of our own thinking that manifests itself in other people, right? So if you have had these feelings of being cheated on, being betrayed, being lied to, just know that this Ace of Swords is being gifted to you to show you the higher purpose behind them, and that you're part of what unfolds and comes in with that is realizing, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, these opinions that I have that I'm putting on myself and putting on others, how much of our mental and being energy is sucked out of our life in fear of failing or in all this energy trying to control other people to have them do what we feel that they need to do and should do and must do and have to do as well. So, there is this wonderful clarity that's coming in because it will set you free. And these things, it's basically tells us that when we have this conflict that comes from the outside world, it's not a punishment, it's not, um, you're getting what you deserve or anything like that, right? It's for us so that we're aware of the trigger that's inside of us that we can be freed from. And that's when the why things pop up in our life because it's time to be freed from it because it's already below the surface running on autopilot. It's already impacting us day to day. But when it starts revealing itself and starts coming up, it's basically saying, "Hey, I'm ready to be dealt with so that you can be freed from me because I'm restrictive. I'm causing you pain. I'm causing you suffering. It's time to get this. What is this? Oh, they're showing me a tapeworm. It's to have this tapeworm released from your heart because it's eating away your emotional energy. It's like a brain worm. It's eating away your mental energy." And it's time. It's like we're ready to be let go of. So, we're ready to be released. So that's why it's showing up there for you. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All righty. Hey, Ankita, you came in right at the end. I was just finishing up. So we'll get you in here. Thank you for your donation. So your timestamp would be 2:44:44. Look at that. So thank you for your donation. Your question here. What will happen between you and A? You sometimes think he likes you, sometimes not, but I don't like seeing them being friendly with that other girl as he bonds with her more than me. Ah, okay. Let's take a look here. See what we got going on. Shuffle these up here. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. So, based on current energies, what is in the current path of what will happen between the two of you? And let's see here. So does he like you? I feel like that's kind of what you're kind of alluding to when I sometimes I think he likes me. And then what about how is he bonding with this other girl, right? Yeah, good morning. Yeah, there is here. I feel like, wow, yeah, there's a lot that you're learning through this interaction for sure. Because the bottom of the deck, you've got this, Knight of Swords, which is a movement or a quest for clarity, seeing things from a different perspective. And you got the Eight of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Two of Swords under that. So it is all this energy of learning to let go of mindsets and expectations that don't serve you. And so a lot of this interactions between the two of you, or non-actions or non-words and stuff between the two of you too, is for you to question these fears that are bubbling below the surface, right? Because when you don't like seeing them being friendly with someone else, there's a fear there, there's a belief there. And so you're really learning a lot about what's bubbling below the surface. And they're being this wonderful mirror for you to see what you want to see about yourself, right? That's the underlying energy. Based on current energy, what's happened between the two of you here? Yeah, it feels like here with the judgment card, this is like a call, like you're being called somewhere else. And the world card is an ending of a cycle, a beginning of a new adventure. So I don't feel like things will, because there is this progression, you know, of moving from the 20 to the 21. And you got all this flow movement energy that comes in here. Feels like you're going to learn what you need to learn and then you're going to move on from them because you're going to be drawn into a different direction. It's like you're destined, you're called to be with someone else. And this is good. It's like they're a stepping stone, I feel A is, to help you learn around those things so that you don't um, have those when you come together with this other person eventually. Um, do they have feelings here for you? I don't, you know, we have the major arcana number 5 stepping stone energy, and I feel like they do have some emotions, but I feel like it's more this is like the teacher teaching you about relationships, and it's more stepping stone energy here than, like destined to be together love energy. I feel like I feel like they it's like is it Casanova? See the one that went around and like taught all these women how to love and have romance, but he didn't I think it was Casanova. It was some sort of character. I don't even know if it was a real character, but it felt like it was in a movie or something probably. But they romanced all these, but never wanted to be with any of them, but taught them about romance, and then they went on to find their love. But I feel like it's not so much I feel like this energy of they like the feeling of being romantic, but I don't necessarily feel like they are, like, um, looking for a commitment to one, right? And let's see here about this other girl that's here too, right? Yeah, we've got the King of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. The King of Wands is a very balanced energy, still trying to figure out what they want in their life. So I don't feel like they're like bonding any more with them than they do any of the others that they, flirt with and get romantic with and things like that too that are in here. Um, so it doesn't feel here, that they're really looking for a particular one. I'll do a follow-up question here, and at least, are you guys gonna be friends? Let's see here. You got the 3 of Wands. I feel if you're not, that you're the one that leaves the situation here, because I feel here, whoever this is that you're called for and where you head off to, I feel like you guys grow apart because you end up going at and going, "Who are you?" And you end up, just this person becomes your primary source of all your attention, and you become their source of all their primary attention, that you're like, "A who? Oh, that's right. Yeah." But I feel like you're more acquaintances than friends because you go on to live your life, um, and you just don't feel like I just don't you realize that you don't need to have that interaction. Like, right now, a lot of it has to do with your self-worth in a way of, like, "I wanna be around them, I want them being my friend because I like the attention they give me or not, and da 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 da." But after the lesson is learned, you don't need the teacher anymore, and it just kinda you drift apart, and you are the one that kinda goes, I don't need that. I'm just gonna spend my time over here." So, and let's see what your fortune cookie says too. So let's see here. Open this one here. All right. You've got the immense growth. Yeah. So this is all about growth, like I talked about. It's, the vulture. Card 15. So Vulture comes to speak to us about the wisdom of the sacredness of suffering. In Buddhism, the first noble truth is that all life involves suffering. It's not something to be escaped, but to be accepted. Only when we accept this law of our existence are we able to transmute and grow from suffering. So again, that we talked about, this is a stepping stone. You're growing through it, so I like it. Vulture sustains her life by living off that which is dead. She does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must, and its suffering ends in its natural time. This mirrors back to us the importance of patience. There is a profound lesson in the name of the turkey vulture, Cathartis aura, meaning golden purifier. They indeed purify the landscapes by removing decomposing carcasses that could spread disease and harmful bacteria. In the same way, vulture cleanses the land, suffering purifies the heart from and removes the veils of ego. I know, right? Wow. Suffering comes in two forms. Both are meant for growth. The first form is inflicted upon us and out of our control. The second form is self inflicted, created from the attachments and illusions of our ego. Whatever form your own suffering takes, you must first accept it. When we resist the pain, when we resist aspects of ourselves that we do not like, when we resist rejection, we perpetuate self inflicted suffering. It is only when we accept it that pain begins to do what it was meant to do, transform us. This is the genius alchemical property behind acceptance. It transmutes. Vulture's medicine asks you to understand that pain, suffering, and trauma hold an energetic power. It is your choice whether to allow that power to attack you or to transmute its energy into your greatest asset. If you choose the latter, within you, a hidden gift will be revealed far greater than all your pain. Wow. I love it. There you go. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps bring some peace in the moment. All right. You are very welcome. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Let's see, I think we had, yay. Hey, Chloe. Good to see you. That was a good one, right? All right. So, Chloe, you are up here. Let's grab your free reading here. You made it right in before the elevator door was closing here. There you go. So, what does Johan think about you, your coworkers? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what's going on in Johan's mind. Right, you want to know what they're thinking. So, let's see what's on their in their mind about you here. Wow, they are very consumed with themselves right now. They got the Devil card here and the Eight of Cups, and the Devil card is this energy of like um it's Saturn energy and Capricorn energy. So it's a lot of reflection on my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and restrictions and supposed to be's and should be's and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like they're in this midst of thinking about all this stuff and what is going on with everything, within them here. And um And this Eight of Cups feels like they're dealing with a lot of internal mental and emotional energy. So they are really self-focused on a lot of stuff going on right now. It just feels like they're in their Saturn return, which happens anywhere between like 24 and 34, the first one. But I feel like they're going through a lot of this. In addition to all of that, that I just feel like you needed to know that they're in this little mental emotional storm going on in their life, in a lot of internal stuff. There's this thing about emotions at work, right? Because the Devil card, Capricorn, rolls over the house of work, and the Eight of Cups is about leaving emotions and leaving relationships out of work. And I feel like, so this is their thinking, right? Um, we didn't ask about the heart, but the mind, because the mind can be different than the heart, right? In their mind, they're going, I don't date people at work kind of energy is what I'm feeling. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't work out good. I block it off. The mind is like, no, no, heart, I don't care what you feel. You know, we don't get into relationships at work. Maybe they did something before, they saw someone who did before, and it was uncomfortable and ugly, and they were like people had to leave their jobs or people got fired in the past over things. I just feel like they've seen this and they're like, I'm their mind is, I'm not going to go through that. No, no, no. This isn't for, for us, isn't for me. In us meaning the mind and the heart. Their heart is like, this isn't for us. We can't do that because it doesn't end well. And so I kind of feel like there's this block that their mind puts up and covers their heart's eyes. Don't look at anyone. No, no, no. Don't you get attached to anyone. I feel like there's this kind of stepping away kind of energy that's there. So that's what we have for that. If you want to know what's happening in their heart, if you I only do one free reading per session. If you want to, I'll be back tomorrow. If you want to, ask what's in their heart, um, even though it probably won't be expressed because their mind has them under a tight rein. But if you want to find that out, we can always ask that. Or if you want to make a donation, you can we can dive into that too. But that's what they got for you, Chloe. So there you are. Right. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Ankita, here is your free reading. So 259.25. Thank you for your donation a moment ago. And would they feel anything if I stop being as friendly as I'm being with them? All right, so let's take a look here. So, what would be their reaction to you not being as friendly as you are now? Okay, based on current energies, of course, since we're talking about the future. Yeah, with the 9 of Wands here and the 4 of Wands is joy and celebration, and 9 of Wands is this barrier. Um, it just, I feel what I heard was I'd be fine either way. So, there's this energy here of it's not going to end their life, you know. It's like I'm I'm fine and happy with you being friendly, but I'm also fine and happy if you don't. I don't feel like it's going to impact their life. I feel like they mean more to you and have more of an impact on your life because of, like we're talking about the vulture, the suffering. You're really putting a lot of your definition and allowing their actions or non-actions, words or silence to mean more about you than they allow your actions or non-actions, words or silence to mean about them. So they're more, oh, all right, something's going on with you because you're changed something. All right. They don't go, "Oh, what happened? Did I do something wrong? What happened? Da, da, da." Is it gonna ignite it? Are you gonna, you know, um, is it manipulation, right? Where I'm gonna treat you differently to see if you'll then treat me differently. That's playing games. That's manipulation. They don't respond to that. They're, "Oh, well, something going on with you," kind of energy. Yeah, you can donate now if you want, or another time, whatever you'd like to do, Chloe. Whatever you would like to do. So hopefully that helps, Ankita. I just feel like it's realizing, and this is what you're learning. One of the things you're learning through, your interaction with them is going, oh yeah, when I put my definition on other people's actions, I'm giving away my power. I'm handing over my emotional energy buttons to them. They're going to push buttons and then I'm going to act like a little puppet. It's like, no, you can get your freedom back. You can, you know, um, embrace that. Um, you know, your power and your definition from within. I get to decide who I am. I get to decide, my emotions and my stories and who I am, and has nothing to do with anyone in the outside world. We just make up a story that, oh, how they treat me does mean something about who I am. No, everyone everyone's actions are a reflection of what's going on inside of them, as your actions are a reflection of what's going on inside of you, right? So hopefully that helps. Right, absolutely, Chloe. So I'll wait here a moment. As soon as you make your donation and ask your question, we will jump down to you here. Here it comes. Boom, boom, boom. Did you hear the magic bring? All right. Thank you so much for your donation via Zcash app. Appreciate that. All right. So we got 304 even here for you. Here is your timestamp. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. That's a perfect amount. I don't have any set dollar amounts. I just know people give what they can from their heart. So, Appreciate it. So you wanna know what's going, on inside of their heart? Anything else? Or was that the main question? Let's take a look here. What's in their heart around you here? Okay. Yeah, with on the bottom of the deck, you have the high priestess here that comes in, and it's interesting that I do feel like there's some past life connections between the 2 of you, and I feel like you're picking up a lot on that. Um, in a way, I feel like they sense something is there too from past lifetimes, like, you guys have emotions of connections of all different kinds. They're not just, romantic. It's could be brother and sister, you're like, "No!" Or enemies or, warriors, buddies beside each other in a war. There's a lot of, we have so many expressions and so many experiences in different lifetimes that you can be feeling that, and that can be coming in there too, that's bubbling up there, right? Yeah, and seems closed off a lot. And that would make sense with this high priestess too. I feel like there was double meaning in the card here because, you know, it is one of my cards that can represent past lifetimes, and they said, yeah. And I feel like that's this draw that you have, like, and I feel like you feel like it more, right? Yeah, right. And so there can be this comfortability can also appear that way, right? Where we're just like, I just feel like, there's just something like an old friend and there's a connection and I don't know what it is, but it can because it's subconscious and there's this past life connection down there. But the high priestess is, they go into their high priestess tower to see things more clearly, look behind the veil, dive deep into their emotions. So they very much are, like we talked about, in this big mental and emotional reflection, and so I feel like you're right on it when you're looking at they can feel like they're closed off a lot, right? Because they are in this kind of thing, um, big reflection, um, aloneness kind of energy. So let's see what's going on inside their heart, towards you here. We do have the 5 of Wands, so they definitely have this battle going on between their head and their heart, which does say that, the mind wouldn't have to be trying to control the heart if the heart wasn't going, "Hey, who's that?" Kind of energy. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, so this is this faded energy, and I feel like there is this wheel. This is kind of I feel like they gave me this card to confirm that you do have past, um relationships that you've had in the past, in past lifetimes, and you're kind of feeling this faded energy between the 2 of you. Let's see, is it for this lifetime too? Oh, we got the King of Swords, which I don't feel here that there's a fadedness of relationship kind of energy in this lifetime. With the King of Swords, since they roll over the mental suit and the mental air energy, and they're given a second sword, means they're the master of thinking and storytelling, and I feel like this is more your interactions are more for gaining clarity around your life, and, um, and I feel like it's more of that type of interaction that's in here, right? And I'm wondering here too if they're an air sign, um, because I do feel like they're very much in their head a lot and it rules over their heart, like we talked about before. So, what about the emotions though? Yeah, there is some, we've got the 10 of Wands, which is a lot of more passion than emotion, but they're also very bridled, and this makes sense with this King of Wands. So they're attracted to you energetically and not emotionally, energetically and physically. But the King of Wands is a very like they are able to bridle their passions. They're able to control themselves and be very, you know, contained. Which makes sense with the King of swords and the King of Wands that are here. Oh, he's Earth, you're air. Maybe his moon, maybe he has an air moon, uh, because it feels like his emotional world is very contained by his mind. So his moon and Venus depends on where they are in his chart too. Um, but um, but it feels like I don't see the emotional energy that's here. You know, we've got the high priestess is, you know, Pisces moon kind of energy that can come in here. But I feel like um it's more, yeah, very controlled, right? It's more passionate, energetic attraction, physical attraction than emotions. Because I just feel like these emotions are so pushed down, which makes sense why they're going through such a big turmoil with figuring out um, their mind and emotion is what they're trying to figure out because it's so contained, it's so repressed in a way. And I feel like there's so much wands energy because they've learned not to express themselves through emotion, but through motion, not emotion, but motion, action, passion, intimacy, doing things with people, not expressing from the heart. Because I don't feel like they have a whole lot of awareness around their self-love because of what they've experienced in life. And this is what they're trying to, you know, achieve and what they're trying to, you know, get into and be able to express. But they don't have, you know, this ability to share their emotions because they can't give something to someone that they don't have for themselves. So it feels like they're more, they learned express yourself this way, not through the emotions, right? Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too, but hopefully that brings some clarity going, oh, that's why I'm feeling all this stuff and what's going on over there, right? Yeah. So this is, look at this, self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. So like we mentioned, they're really focused on self right now, right? Let's see what this brings in here. So, and this is Pig, little piglet. It says, Pig has big medicine to share with you. This medicine is so grand that it is the key to living a fulfilling life and it aids in accomplishing your potential. Pig's message is simple and direct. Know your worth. I love it. Not only does Pig know his worth, but cultures across the world have proclaimed his value for thousands of years as both a creature to be revered and a source of nourishment. Bacon! It says, think of a piggy bank with money inside of it. The more money inside, the more value it carries. The piggy bank reflects the idea that our true worth comes from within. When we only use others' validation to inform us of our value, it always leads to suffering. Pig's medicine teaches us about inner talk. Do you walk around doing your daily tasks with a voice in your head that belittles you, tells you that you're not good enough, and makes you feel unworthy? Now is the time to proactively train and direct the voice in your head to share messages that are uplifting, loving, and kind about yourself. And if you don't resonate with this, this would be their energy. Um, so I feel like this is their energy for sure. But if it also resonates for you, you can glean from it. But I feel like we're definitely talking about them. It says this will take a lot of work and will most likely feel like you're lying to yourself if you have a habit of negative self-talk. The key to masking it, wait, sorry, the key, oh, I'm sorry, the key to making it honest and impartial is to not lie to yourself and say, I am gorgeous when everything in you feels ugly. Instead, you say to the part that feels ugly, I love you. I feel this pain with you. And one day I will get us to the point where we feel our beauty. But for now, I'm here for you. Wow. Pig's medicine asks you to accept that you will always struggle with some form of insecurity because you're human. True self-worth isn't raging confidence. It is allowing yourself to be insecure and being there for yourself while you feel the pain of not feeling good enough. This act is the power that creates self-worth. Wow. Yeah, I feel like we all can, right? So, I like that. So great clarity. Hopefully that helps. And thank you for your donation once again. So glad that we were able to do that for you there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. All right. And Marissa Smith, hello, hello. I did get your donation through the PayPal. So let's get you up here. So Marissa, your timestamp is 3:15:15. Look at those repeating numbers. There you are. And if you want to pop your question out there, I just realized I didn't see a question. So I'll take a sip and you can put your question and you're up. You're very welcome, Chloe. Good to see you. Cheers, cheers. You as well. Thank you so much. I'll sip and sip and hope you guys don't. That's not so loud. Like sip some soup. Righty. Shuffle up here. Let me just check real quick here while you're. Whoops. All right. Okay. Sorry, just checking my host had texted me. Make sure she was okay. She goes, "We're fine, everything's fine. Just let me know when you're done." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So will you see Vaughn, the Gemini man, um, come see you in March? All right, let's see. Based on current energies, will you see the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? The one on Drury Lane? Let's take a look here. Underline energy on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Justice card, which is kind of seeking clarity and balancing out the scales. So we'll see here. It feels like it's fluctuating because I'm hearing like a, yeah, will he come see you, right? Is there like this, you ever hear those like creak, creak, creak? I just feel like there's this old metal scales and it's going back and forth. I'm like, will I? Oh, well, okay. Well, man, I feel like it's going back and forth. So we'll look at their current energy here, but just know that it's creaking, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with them. So very much this unpredictable energy. Let's see what it is here. The four cards here, because you got 4 cards and then 2 and then 1. Yeah, and I do it just here, you got the 2 of swords here, so this is like that going back and forth, energy. We got the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Cups. So on one hand, it just feels like here, they're focused on, this love energy, this happy energy, this movement of passion energy, this full of joy energy too. So it feels like they've got all this, on one side, they're thinking about all the fun stuff, all the things they love and would enjoy. And it makes sense that we've got um it's actually the 2 sides of the scale here, because the 4 cards, one broke off to be the middle, um, thing that balances the scales. So on one side of the scale, they got all this, feelings of great joy and emotion they feel, and this feelings of happiness and love energy, and the Knight of Wands is the passionate movement. They got all this going, okay, in this hand, I got all that. But what's on the other side here? What's keeping them here? We got the Two of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So we got the Two of Wands. This other passionate energy. You got the Five of Cups, which is feelings of sorrow and um what is this other emotion? Guilt? Why is guilt coming in? What is this other card? We got the Three of Pentacles about being true to their authentic self. There might even be a third person out here. And I can't remember. Is there like another person? Is this the one that has baby mamas? Is this all coming back to me now, or is this someone else? I suddenly I got this like download of all this. I'm like, is this oh, it is this baby mama. Okay, so this is I'm like, I do so many readings that for me as a human to remember them and situations, impossible. But suddenly they like boop 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 and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, there's a third party here." And this Two of Wands is the two, you know, passionate interests, and the Five of Cups, that explains the guilt, between, I feel like they've promised this other one, that, "Oh, it's just you, but it's usually one at a time, right?" Is what they're reminding me, and, I feel like that's why it goes back and forth. They think, "Well, maybe I want this to end," because they do love the passion with you and this emotion that you guys this connection that you guys can have when they're with you, but, they do try to be with one at a time. Like a connection, like, I feel like they'll commit in a way to one, and then when that gets old or gets it's not old, but it gets familiar, they like the excitement of the newness of things, and so when they stop and start with someone, it's like it feels new for a little while, but then it becomes old and familiar, and then they end, and then they start up, feels new, and then gets old, and then they new, old, and even if it's renewed, you know, kind of energy, um, until someone gets tired of enough and says, "Enough is enough," and then they get a new, brand new, because they try to feel like they try to have 3 with these 3 of Pentacles. They try to maintain 3 eggs in a basket that, they rotate through. Uh, Interesting. So, it feels like it's still up in the air there. Um, I'm feeling more with the energy I'm picking up in this moment anyway is more of a no, because 'cause they're not quite bored with it yet. Something to do with is their child's birthday in March or something in March that I feel like they're, like, looking forward to, kind of energy. So, I don't feel like I feel like it's more the scale's more leaning on the no right now, but couple days it could be that, couple more days it could be back. It just feels like it's so unpredictable. But your message here, we got see beyond the past. Look, you got the black swan turning to the other swan. Number 23. Let's see what this brings in here for you. The beautiful black swan says the fable of the ugly duckling tells of a baby swan that nested with baby ducks. All the ducks made fun of Little Swan for how different he looked, which made him feel inherently not good enough. Little Swan compared himself to what a duck should look like, rather than own the nature of his true self, a swan. Sadly, Little Swan began to assume the identity of the ugly duckling. As time went on, Little Swan grew and became the most beautiful black swan, and some would even say more magnificent than the common ducks that bullied him. This card is the story of what happened to the black swan as an adult. Reflected in the water is his heartbroken child self. Despite how gorgeous Black Swan became, he suffered from severe shame and feelings of unworthiness. He could not see the glorious truth of himself. He became crippled by the delusion that something was inherently wrong with him. And I feel like, I don't know if you resonate with this, it's for you also, but I feel like this is their energy. This is Vaughn's energy, and that he has felt something inherently wrong with him. And that's why when things get too close with one, he moves to another one. Because otherwise, I feel like he feels like someone's going to catch on that he's not worthy. I feel like this is why he leaps from person to person. He believed a wicked distortion that diminished his worth. He was utterly unaware of his captivating beauty and could honor neither himself nor the gifts the great mystery bestowed upon him. He became obsessed with outside validation and compared himself to other winged creatures. The ugly duckling finally woke up to his true self as the beautiful black swan and asks you to do the same, or asks him to do the same. Swan's medicine asks you to accept that you feel your insecurities, but do not submit to them. Whenever you feel small, it is not reality. It is the old story and the programming that brainwashed you. Please wake up from the illusion and honor what the Great Spirit gifted you, the gift of yourself. No one in the world is like you. Own that you are a rare miracle. Wow. I love that. Powerful. These cards are amazing tonight, these oracles especially. So that's what they've got for you, Marissa. I know. I wish I could have a yes or a no, but they're going, I don't know. There's so many choice points between now and the end of March. They're like, we don't know what they're gonna choose because it's like it's the scales going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I wish I could give you more of an exact answer, but at least they brought some clarity around why they do what they do. Maybe it helps a little. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And I think that is everyone for this evening. If you guys haven't got into the drawing, I have a giveaway every new moon and full moon. And so where I give away one 30-minute personal recorded reading to a winner, or in lieu of that, you can also choose one of my energetic hedges. So if you want to check out that link, it's always in the description area of the video too, if you ever want to get into the upcoming drawing. Also, a few days before, up to maybe a week before a new moon or a full moon, I do put out a making the most of the moon energy. This one that I just posted is from the Aquarius new moon, which just was Tuesday. So we're still in that energy where you can make your new moon wishes and intentions powerful by looking into this. And in this video, we talk a little bit about the new year of the fire horse and the solar eclipse energy. So, and we're right in the middle between the two. So, be sure to check those out there. And then the easier path, we have a new podcast that just came out a couple of days ago. It's my podcast every Thursday. We do have, every other Thursday, it's every 2 weeks. We put out a new adventure. So this one was called Peace Interrupted. So if you want to check that out or check up on, catch up on all the playlist, all that is listed down in the description area too for the playlist link. So be sure to check it. It's free. It's a wonderful, gives you information on how to make the path an easier path instead of a harder one. So there you go. Hey, Sudeshni, good to see you. You caught it just as the elevator doors are closing. So I will be back tomorrow night. I'm on Wednesday through Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So I will be back tomorrow. So until I see you guys again, remember, every second of every day of your life. You truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So we will see you then. Until then, you guys take care and much love to you.